And welcome. We're live, everybody. Welcome back. Everyone's in order. That's good. I'm a professional.
Oh, yeah.
I swear. Welcome to
Mm-hmm.
tonight's.
We all are.
I
swear.
Tonight's Vampire the Masquerade game, Chicago by Night. It's our 29th session doing this live. I believe it's like our 51st
Second?
51st session in total. Bloody hell. Congratulations, everybody. Nearly a year of sessions, which will be our next one. Tonight's session 29, The Streets Run Red. So.
Oh, that's not
Better than
that.
So for how we usually begin is we introduce this wonderful group of people. Starting with V.
Hey, I'm Phoebe. I'll be playing V, the Banu Hakim of the Not Coterie Coterie.
Oh, it's me. Sorry. I'm feeling good for this session. Hi, everyone. I'm back. I'm playing Irene de la Sombra.
I'm Jack. I'm playing Joseph Martinez, House Kana, Tremere Primogen, Prince's Warlock, and the Seneschal of Thin Bloods.
And I am Ethan, storyteller of this wonderful group of kindred. And tonight, we begin with a recap of what happened last time. As per usual, if there's anything I miss or anything you think that is important or that you liked that your character did that you really want to make sure that we emphasize and remember, which is always valid, please listen to the recap as we go and jump in if you desire to. Our coterie began the night by visiting the Nosferatu to find Khaled, but instead met with Cedric Calhoun, the representative when Khaled is away. They asked about this strange dog that has been delivering letters to Bronwyn, and discovered that it is the same wolf that has been haunting them for some time, dark fur and covered in injuries. The coterie then made their way to find Lester Knife, to find out what he knows about the strange happenings nearby. After noticing Lester had fled the area before they could reach him, V took them downstairs to see the strange insect-like creatures that he had been feeding. They came face to face with one, and Irene tapped deep into her inner abyss and made the creature run away. The coterie slept, and then communicated with Aicha, a young Banu Hakim who was close with V. There was a fun blacklight disco that they arrived at that is at the Succubus Club that they arrived at afterwards. There Irene found a lone woman to feed on, drawing upon that melancholic blood and resisting hunger frenzy. Joseph went to dance with a toreador as Annabelle enjoyed the dancing between the two of them, as they admired Olivia Moss, a neonate toreador. But quickly, Joseph was wrapped into the dance of Portia. The two battled wits, but Portia refused to give him the last word, showing off her incredible celerity to keep him whirling in her torment. Eventually, he was let go with a warning that sires control their childer one way or another. V danced with a new figure, Hurricane, who immediately wanted in on their plan to take out Blacksite 24. He was surprisingly courteous, even revealing to V that he was a spy for the Anarchs. He gave V a spy device that can be plugged into Tim Roche's phone, so V can spy on them. Irene met with Sierra Van Buris, her blood sister La Sombra. The two had some discussion over the petty squabbles of hierarchy in the Camarilla. The focus of the kindred of Chicago seems to be towards themselves and not towards survival, teasing at a sect war that may be on the horizon and the weakness of the Ventru. The coterie then regrouped and spoke with the prince, who they discovered had been mind-altered somehow and also was under the effects of blood sorcery. However, when they tried to reveal this to him, Portia unveiled herself in front of everyone and wiped their memories quickly. She explained with a sigh how hard she has been working on this blood sorcery, and she cannot have anyone ruin it for her. However, she has not dominated the prince. With a swish of her wrist, everyone forgot and business returned to normal. The prince did announce that the coterie would be disbanding, and they no longer would be held to each other in any way, which all of them rightfully found as odd. Perhaps someone is pulling the strings of even the prince. V met quickly with Khadijah, who asked her if she was able to kill someone if asked. V said it would depend on the person, and Khadijah acknowledged it. She did agree to join in, however she can, on this operation for Black Site 24. So now there are many things on the table. So many things keep getting in the way of our coterie, or ex-coterie, I should say, and slowing their investigation. Now perhaps even the prince himself. Let's find out how the rest of the night unravels for our kindred. Unless there's...
Did we
Go ahead.
undo the dominate, or were we about to undo the dominate on V?
I'm
You
pretty sure I still don't-
began the process.
We
V does
ended
not
as I was
remember.
like, remember what happened, and then I think we ended.
Exactly right. So that's actually where we begin tonight's session, is still in the Succubus Club. It is,
Car park.
yeah, the car park, freezing outside, snow slowly falling down, and people winding around to line up in this place. All of you leave, like celebrities going to the most popular club and then leaving after a few minutes and heading out into the night, back to the car, after some strange interactions between all the kindred of the night, and deciding what to do next. We find ourselves here in this car park, multi-leveled, where we once almost burnt down the prince's car. And it
Who
is-
we? You speak in French? Who? We?
Sorry, there is no we anymore. I should actually say
Alright.
there is no we anymore. And yes, it is frosted night. You need to have chains on your car. You need to be keeping that engine running. You need to be keeping yourself warm. And
Even as kindred, right?
as a kindred, you don't actually
Yeah.
create warmth in your body. You're
Yeah.
freezing cold. So the cold is especially dangerous. So
Mm.
I imagine most of us are quite rugged up, and as soon as we get in the car, the heater is flicked on.
Yeah.
And this is where we find ourselves this night. So I will
Yes.
leave the scene to you three in the car, in this car park.
So, V, do you remember what Eric Tho did to try and protect us about Willerton?
Milwaukee. Huh. Well,
Yes.
yes, I know.
That happened again.
What? No, Eric
you.
Thor's still in
In
folklore,
different.
isn't she?
Different person did it, same outcome.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So we're just going to walk you through what actually happened
When? When did this happen?
in the
Just
prince's
now.
office.
Of course. Yep. No, that makes sense. Is it the same
Mhm.
person that did the? Did they do
The-
it to the prince as well? The whole, because he was not acting right.
Yes, they did it to the prince as well.
Yes, the prince. There is a effect on the prince. He is being controlled, as I'm sure you could tell something was up. That is separate to
Separate.
It was
Yes.
Portia. She came in when Joseph mentioned to him that he had blood sorcery, was under the influence of. He mentioned it, and then she came in and made everybody forget but Joseph. And
Don't you think
me,
it's a
of
little bit
course.
strange that if we had gone into the office and something was off by the prince and he disbanded our coterie, that we would simply have a good time and leave?
Well, you did question stuff, but it. Okay,
Think
what
a little
exactly
bit
did I
more on that
miss?
fact. Think about your interaction in the office. If I had brought something up, do you think I would have dropped it so easily and left? Really? Hmm.
That
Stuff happened and you were made to forget.
yeah, I get that, but I don't know what I was made to forget.
Just the knowledge that the prince is under the influence of blood sorcery by her, assumedly. I think that's quite obvious.
Yeah.
And
Which is
Joseph
separate to
Joseph,
the dominating effect.
was able
Okay.
to see that.
Mhm.
And informed Prince Jackson of the fact, but as soon as it left his lips, in she came and, cleared the whole thing up. She was also
Great.
projecting a lot about her inclinations for Diablo. Anyway,
And she was able
Oh,
to
fun.
lift Irene off the ground with great ease
blood
without
sorcery.
touching her.
Oh. Well, I showed you those photos. Whatever she's doing,
It's
she's doing
Far more
weird,
than that.
old-looking stuff.
That I comprehended. The things she was doing is much stronger than that.
Selling her
puts the
soul
blood
to things we
sorcery
don't
that-
want to know about.
Well,
probably.
she's really as old as she is.
Yes, isn't the
Who knows what the hell? Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Great.
That's what
it
happened.
really matters very little. I don't think there's much we can do about any of this.
No, but just to keep you informed. Never
Yes.
fun.
I
I-
appreciate that.
Couldn't go with a clear conscience knowing that you were just going around with that.
Yeah, being dominated isn't the most fun. I can say that.
It's
for
one of
sure.
the more subversive and not so nice things about these people. I'd much rather be punched in the face, honestly.
A lot more honest.
Indeed.
But Irene could not be dominated.
Because
No,
of
it's
the
Thing
ring
that
of
Tally gave me. Yes.
Malco, not Malco, some Malco.
Some Melkavian
Hey, yo,
signet of some
what you
kind.
just say?
Yes. So also it sort of begs the question as to the breakup of our coterie perhaps not being the prince's own idea.
Well, they weren't his words, or someone
No.
fed him those lines.
Mhm.
We are doing a lot of good for him. It makes no sense for him to disband us for no apparent reason. So
Especially
it's-
since he just put us all on a mission to goddamn clear
Right.
out.
indeed,
Where
And he was-
Marischal were made to
Well,
work for the prince.
he was
Yeah.
very good at avoiding answering our questions of why he had done it.
mm,
With context, it's somewhat easy to see, but
One
Very-
of the bigger downsides to being so young.
indeed, yes, we're sort of all susceptible to people like that, I suppose.
It also makes it difficult to find out who might be strong enough to do something like that to the prince when he is so young, because there are a lot of people with those abilities in this city. who
A
are
lot of
older
the
than him.
court could probably do it, but
I'm
the
sure
prince
he,
has. Sorry, go on.
I'm sure he would have worked towards being as stable and in clarity as his own mind, being a young prince and adventurous.
Yes.
Ventru are good at that. He also
Mm.
has a lot of resources and is well known throughout the city for doing a lot of good. So
Mm.
Camarilla princes often fall on such things rather than like the raw.
He
power
was
of
also
somebody like
a ghoul during the war. So didn't exactly have many of his disciplines back then, and he was embraced near the end of the war, so had no need to really delve into his combat capabilities as much.
Hmm.
It's not really part of his job description, I suppose.
Not anymore.
Not yet,
and
yes.
yet.
Hmm.
indeed. It always finds a way, I
Mhm.
think. No prince will ever last forever, even
No.
though they supposedly have forever.
This does, though frustrating, give us more freedom than we had before.
Yeah, in a way, I guess. Good. It's gonna be weird.
Mhm.
We are still functioning as a coterie, just
Yes, we've made the decision to work together. We just
Mm.
don't have the restrictions of the country.
Yes, see it as something freeing, I suppose.
and we can always play it differently depending on who we're talking to.
Exactly.
We just have different things to fall back on now, as opposed to our togetherness.
Hmm.
It can be used in different ways. I don't know.
And be very careful, Fee, unfortunately, because this does put you in a position where the coterie cannot protect you if something goes poorly,
Yeah.
as Irene is now required to do her hound duties first and foremost.
Right.
Especially at this this neonate party which is coming up.
Mm.
Can't imagine it's going to go over as
We're going to stick together for those very reasons, because
Now
when
knowing.
things get frenzy-ish, we can help you.
Mhm.
I just hope she doesn't try to eat all of you.
That's now knowing who she is and what that did cross my mind. Getting all of the young faces, all of the people that are expendable in one area.
Yeah, she was definitely licking her chops a little bit back in the prince's office, that's for sure.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Though it would be extremely not if she can
I
wipe
am-
everyone's mouth.
Almost inclined to go in.
Technically, I am a neonate, Kengo, but
I believe
she
you
has
told them
been
that.
very explicit in the fact that I am not allowed to be there.
That's concerning. But yeah. Well, I'll let you know what happens if I survive the night.
I'm
If you
sure
choose
you
to
won't.
go. You
if
let
you
us know
can
what you think
remember what
happens. Which is why I'm inclined
right, memory. Shit.
Mm-hmm.
to go. Because her ability to do that is her greatest weapon, I think.
It is.
Yeah.
And if
Oh,
I go, there's no reason for her to.
you know what you can't dominate though? Cameras.
True.
It's true. We can bug the place.
But yeah, I could just carry. I'm sure I could fit a camera or something. They also like you can buy those small like tiny ones that you can like put in like clothing items.
One
and
of
stuff.
those Go professionals or something.
There probably won't be any La Sombra there, so you won't have
Oh,
an issue in
Joseph.
that regard.
Did I say it wrong? I haven't used one.
It doesn't matter.
I tend to clock out when it turns into such. Anyway,
There's technologies, little cameras that can be hidden.
seems useful,
Very.
especially for this.
Mm.
But it might
Maybe
be
we can
good
go
to
and
have
get
a
one.
backup of things which occur just in
Because
case your memory is
that's-
quite different.
Yeah, that's how I figured out Willerton because I had a whole bunch of photos apparently took, and yeah, so hopefully one can do the same thing again.
Maybe we can mix up media instead of just have camera,
Oil
but also
sketch.
audio.
Audio would
Ah,
be
okay.
more.
Yeah, have a video.
Thorough.
I think would be
Multiple.
good.
Perhaps a little camera in a hairpin, a microphone in a bracelet. I'm sure that exists.
I'd ask the journalist and the spy that we know, perhaps.
Perhaps
might-
Brian has something of that nature. I don't know.
I mean, he has gone undercover before.
he does
True.
do those kinds of things, yes.
Maybe we can look into that before this party.
Maybe. When is it?
Yeah. How long away till the new note party?
The Nino party itself is so tomorrow is Annabelle's performance. The Neo party itself is not tomorrow because that's the performance, but it's the day after.
Oof.
Having a very social
Bit of a
week this week.
bender.
What a toreador around these nights.
It's
Damn it.
pretty gross, man.
So, considering the current situation Akudrin find themselves in, I imagine we start driving. Just
Do I
because-
have Tim Roche's number? I was able to get his address.
his personal home phone. You could get it through your contacts because you have contacts in social spheres, I believe.
Yes, I do. I have let's see. I think I have a dot in social workers,
That
which is
is-
how I've been contacting him.
Yeah, that's all you need. Single dot, you will be able to use your contacts to get that number.
Cool.
For the landline, I should say. Not
Yeah,
the
yeah.
actual
Not a
mobile
personal
phone.
mobile or anything.
Yeah.
What is the location that is neutral for us to meet with Tim Roche?
It'd probably be better if we didn't overwhelm him with all of us being in a small room with him like we did last
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, I'll let you know that since they have such a strong feeling towards Camarilla, it's unlikely they'll go anywhere to meet alone with you because that has,
Yeah,
implications that he's
That's-
going to get whacked.
considering
Could go on
just how
Twitter.
strong I am.
Yeah. I mean, indeed, you did make quite a show last
Literally,
time you were there.
I could just walk up
Not
and
even
I'm
a
like,
joke.
"What's this?" And he balls caressed like,
Yeah.
Cool. In that case, I might just give him a quick call to his home line and let
Can you
him
contact him through the guise of the company which you work for, perhaps? So it maybe looks as though it's business rather than.
I think he has had enough contact with my work that he may actually recognize me, which is what I want. So I
Friendly
will do
face.
that. I will blush of life, get my work phone out, and call his landline.
Mm-hmm. Using Blush of Life, you can start using the touch screen, your more modern phone.
Imagine using phone.
Touch screen? What is this
I
magic?
Irene's like, you're not even doing anything. You're just touching that piece of glass.
Great. And so,
It lights up in
What
Crayon.
blood sorcery is this?
It's just weird Tremere stuff.
Yeah, this is just trivia stuff.
I saw a
Just
guy do that
trivia
like
shit.
200 years ago.
so the phone tonight
Mhm.
rings out. You get no response, but you can leave a message.
I leave a message.
What would you like to say?
Hello, this is whatever my last name. I'm pretty sure I just say Joseph every time, but
Yeah.
this is Joseph from St. Michael's. I'm just reaching out to get in contact with you. Our last discussion was cut a little bit short, and I'd like to make sure that the next one is more to your liking, because I believe we have more work to do together on our mutual goals. Very like work thing of like, I'm trying to get you to a better place with social work and blah, blah, blah. Make it sound very social workery with enough undertext of I would like to meet where you feel safe.
Okay. You leave the message.
Contact me on blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you didn't pick up, so
Mm.
is there anybody that you would like to visit tonight?
Think not. It is better for us not to be too pushy with him. I
Yeah.
think after last time, he'll contact when he.
Should we be
Feels
making
ready.
preparations for this neonate party? Protections. Is there anything that you know that Aicha could do that might be able to
Uh,
protect?
I don't really know what Aicha's skills.
What about Khaled?
What about Khaled?
Oh,
We literally, we spoke to Cedric. This,
Mm.
The
no.
thing is, Khaled's very difficult to work with because he's never in one place at one time.
Yes, but he knows a lot about that
Mhm.
and how to. He seemed to know a little bit about how to counteract it, or at least
Identify.
identify
believe.
its presence. So he may be able to do something. Because
Possibly.
he is definitely not going to be a fan of what could potentially happen at this
Yes,
meeting.
very much so. What about I know we're not a huge fan of his. The other Bannerhagen,
Oh,
Arjun. He seems quite strong
in what way?
in a way that he's old and has connections.
Okay.
Have you told us about where his like religious alignments are, or have you
Oh,
kept that to yourself?
absolutely. I'm pretty
told
sure
us.
she like
Yeah,
was
it
like,
was
who the
said,
fuck
like-
is Mithras?
I'm pretty sure all of us went, hey, woo!
Like this guy. Oh.
Yeah, this dude, man.
Yeah.
Well, he would probably know a lot about those kinds of powers if
Mm.
he is aligned with the cult, because they deal a lot in that kind of thing too. And very much favor honesty as well, and often stand against the kind of methods she uses. So it's possible that he would know something to do.
Hmm.
He'd probably just say, oh, drink this, all of you, for
Yeah,
this
I don't-
is the blood of our god.
See, I've already drank the blood of his god, and I'm not a big fan.
It would work probably, but
I've already
it
drunk
comes
the blood
with
of his god
complications.
twice. I don't think I'm
Yes.
going to drink the. Not
How
drinking
much are
anything
you
that man
willing to
gives me.
pay to
I'm
ensure
not
that
willing
this
to become a warrior of Mithras, if that's what you're asking.
fair? That's an important rule line to draw. The other option is it would take time, but if we go in with the assumption that you are going to be dominated regardless, which safe assumption, we can spend an evening undoing it. It would just be very difficult because we wouldn't have other people, the actual facts to work from. I did it with Michael, and I'm sure I could do it with you. It just takes a
The
very
questioning your
long-
memory until you
Yes.
snap. Got it.
It would take a long time. A
Yeah.
lot happens at a pub.
Like that's an option, but we don't have a lot of time to do things. We've got a busy schedule as a not coterie.
There is one other contact that we could talk to, but it is very risky.
Who?
And that would be Arachne. She is old and she can stay beneath the earth. It is the only contact I can think of who could subversely be around.
I could be around.
True.
Though they
Mind
will have
you-
tech there probably. Neonates
you-
and such.
A hound at the party is not unheard of.
No.
Hmm.
It would be something I would mention to Damien just
Yes.
before the party happens, so he doesn't have time to pass it on and for it to become public knowledge before it starts.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely an option. Yeah.
Because I'd
more-
like to be in the clear about it, but I don't want
You need that
Portia
quick
to be
clearance.
looking out for me there.
Yes.
Because it has the potential, a lot of young kindred in one room together, to be a masquerade breach, so I can frame it from that particular
Yes.
angle.
And you may even get backup, may send Wanaka as well. Which
Which wouldn't be bad.
No.
it just gets you in an official capacity.
Which is ideal.
It is, because though Wanaka may go or someone else may go, they're just as likely to be dominated.
I could also use the lookout for V card, which was a weakness of Damien's and might make him more likely
Yes.
to.
Very
Wait.
much. Yes.
You can't go manipulation of this man's
It's not
emotions.
manipulation. It
It's
is
for the-
actually.
Okay, we had this
Recently,
discussion
you've actually been pointing out that I have been denying the fact that people are being manipulated. You are right. I'm questioning it. Thank you very much. It's a journey. That's
We're
gonna
getting
take
better,
some time.
fam. But I would be doing it for an ultimately good cause, I think,
good.
which I'm more than happy to do.
I mean,
It benefits everyone.
What
think.
potentially? What I don't know how many neonates there are, but if it saves more than a few neonates from being food, that'd probably be ideal.
Yes.
Yes.
Hmm.
I really hope she's not trying to do that.
I could she like make an army? Because like having a whole bunch of neonates just disappear would be suspicious in a sense.
I
But
Not
I
have,
even
guess she's got
Valerie
them.
disappeared.
I have
Yeah,
a
that is
theory about
true,
that now that you
which
mention
is
her.
horrifying.
Imagine a series of neonates who do not know what a salubri is, all at once,
Hmm.
smelling
Yeah,
salubri
that
blood
that
and
would be
sending
surprising.
every neonate in Chicago into a frenzy that turns into diablerie, that turns into a large meal.
Oh, so like an enforced.
She's
stuffing
fattening
thing.
all of you up.
Shit.
Yeah.
And you are not the best
You
At
can say
controlling
my
your
plan.
beast.
Yeah. Oh, there's going to be 2 of us there as well.
Yes.
Joint
It is-
diablerie is quite common outside of the Camarilla circles.
Yes. It's more V personally often has time struggling with the beast.
Yeah. And I was going to say, Aicha is the other Banner Hakim, where our bloodline is not
Uh-huh.
great at
I-
not diablerizing. Well, not diablo, just not killing other kindred. It's
And I mentioned
complicated.
before whether Aicha could help resisting it, and I realized that she would have the opposite effect.
She's
Aicha
younger than
usually
I am.
opens herself up to those kinds of things.
Pure experience.
Doubt
and
that she's
all of
ever
that.
even heard of
Experience.
a salubri before.
That's all I'm
I
thinking.
doubt many of them have.
Yeah. Oh god. I guess I didn't know until we went and found one.
Mhm.
That's so messed up. Like I shouldn't be surprised at what kindred can do, but fuck.
Just think the darkest possible outcome, because Valerie might not even be there, but there will be salubri blood, if you understand what I am. There might
Yeah,
be
it's
some
definitely
very young fledglings who don't understand why they have 3 eyes now.
Rings close to a lot of things.
Yes. Sometimes research opens up things that you wish you hadn't known.
Or things you perhaps tried to leave behind, but never really do.
Knowing glance is
Mhm. What would
so, yeah, where to?
yeah, you don't have to go anywhere. You can pass the time if you so
I
desire.
think we
Velvet.
will head to the Haven
Hmm.
because if we are splitting up, we should probably stick to you picking up your stuff.
Ah.
But we can go to your big ass computer and order some fucking GoPros and shit.
Yeah.
And I can talk to Dawn and be like, FYI, sister gal, I'm not in a coterie anymore. Just you and me in this home.
Oh, her job is to watch the coterie. Is she gonna watch us individually?
I
or,
wanna be like,
just
does-
disappear.
Yeah. So I
Hmm.
want to talk to her to be like, hey, our coterie doesn't exist. You can go now.
Okay. So, with some time passing through, our kindred
we-
eventually. Go ahead.
Not going to Blue Velvet tonight, or are we going to do that another night?
I think we'll go straight to the Haven. We'll keep up appearances of, oh no, we just got told that we're split up.
Okay.
Very well.
I want to go Blue Velvet soon, though.
Yeah.
We can go. If you both want to go, we can go. As like on the way, because it's that direction, I believe.
How much night do we still have left?
You would have plenty. You would have enough time to probably stop at Blue Velvet and one other place before the night runs out. Before you have to head back home.
Just a little bit of staking out at Blue Velvet.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Definitely.
Just to see if we can see anything.
Mhm.
Because if there's like, oh no, it's not like an Elysium, so there might be action happening there. We'll stake it out. All right.
Definitely. Cool.
Okay. So moving through the snow in our current car, another hire car, I imagine. Our coterie, well, used to be coterie. You'll have to
We need to
excuse
find
me.
a word.
You'll have to excuse me for a few times on that one. Make their way to the Blue Velvet, a jazz bar on the edge of town, where they find themselves sitting out into the parking lot. I think we might have lost Jack. I think he's frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no. It's stormy here today. That's
It is.
why.
Everybody will have to forgive us because so many technical issues because we had a storm roll through.
Yeah.
That's all right.
The most neutral expression. Oh,
Yeah.
Jack.
It's such a relaxed expression. That's why I was like, oh, he's still just listening to what I'm saying. And then there was
Power
no
out.
movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is.
No.
That's okay. We'll give him a moment. In the meantime, I'll get both of you to roll wits awareness.
Hell yeah.
Sure.
First roll. Let's go.
In this particular circumstance.
Very well. That's one success, possible bestial failure.
Oh, boy. I've got,
Let's go.
but I would like. I'm gonna try for more. I'm gonna roll. Rouse. I'm good. 3.
3 successes. Okay. As you're sort of sitting there waiting for something to happen, for whatever it is, you do occasionally see the musicians making their way out into the snow, sort of rugging up. There's this beautiful woman who steps out in those wonderful, sort of very fluffy white scarves that make their way through, flicking it over the top, smoking a cigarette with all the other jazz musicians there as well. And they're all talking amongst themselves, making their discussing things that are happening around town. VG, you have heightened senses, don't you?
Mhm. Yep.
Okay. There is a particular thing with 3 successes. Since I didn't have a set difficulty, Irene, it is not a bestial failure in this particular circumstance. You were not competing against anything but
Right.
yourself. There has been a little bit of movement around town, what you hear. The Blue Bloods are sort of making themselves a bit more known because there's been a bit more tension between them and this other rival gang nearby. And so a lot of them who live in those sorts of neighborhoods are really feeling the struggle between those two. Whoever this new rival gang is, they've sort of just started making some serious moves. And Blue Bloods are sort of the ones who have been here for a very long time. And you would know from Joseph's mentioning of the Blue Bloods is where the prince sort of began as a ghoul with the Blue Bloods. And because of the very strong sort of gang presence and mafia history in Chicago as well. Very rich, very long backtracking. That's all you hear, though. Otherwise, you both sit here and discuss things amongst yourselves. Is there anything you'd like to talk to each other about?
I'm mostly just worried about this party, honestly, and
Yeah.
there aren't many neonates here. There's a high concentration of older kindred in the city's camp,
Oh,
as
yeah.
there always are, I suppose, but I just don't know what we can do aside from try very carefully to spy on the party from afar.
Hmm.
Do you think Khaled would be able to help?
Perhaps he seems to know a lot about a lot of different things. Like he had that whole human sorcery thingy, witchcraft.
Yes, the thing that he used on Joseph, well, all of us, and Joseph reacted to it.
If he
That's
can
what
do
made me
stuff
think.
like that to figure out dominate a kindred ability, then he might have know other things to do with that. I'm kind. Kadisha gave me this thing, and I'll bring out the little compact mirror. She told me to smash it. No, yeah, put my blood over it and smash it when I need to. And it's a one-time thing, but she didn't give any context clues, which isn't exactly not like her. But I don't know if this will help in that sort of situation. She also, back when, I'll put this on. I'll put it back. Back when Joseph was trying to become Primogen, to make sure that he didn't do any blood sorcery on me, she just drew on me in blood.
Right.
And it is a thing that she said it's a magic resistance or something.
Well, you probably still have that anyway, and may also work if she tries to use blood sorcery on you at this party, if that's what she tries to do.
Which,
do you think
she's good enough? She definitely could do stuff.
That's right. But it seems as though she's been learning Tremere blood magic, and I imagine your type of thing is rather different. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Khadijah seems quite capable.
She's very much knows a lot of the older stuff. And, well, the Tremere don't have half of what they think they have on us.
No, so I've heard. Which is good and somewhat comforting, I think, if you have this as a kind of protection. It is at least something. My other thought was, do you think Vasco might know what that mirror is and what it does?
Perhaps he is the guy we go to with random magical
artifacts
items
and things.
And
yes,
so far, so good. He's, come up with something for each of them. So it's definitely worth a shot.
I can't think of anyone else who would know quite as much as what he does about these things. He has a deep fascination with strange artifacts like this.
Yeah, it's impressive. I did ask her, but she just said, you'll know when it's time, which is so ominous.
Such a sire thing to say, isn't it?
Anyway,
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would the two of you like to visit Vasco this night? Because it sounds like the only other thing we'd like to do is go back to the Haven. And while Jack fixes up his end of the thing, we can have a little adventure.
Quick adventure about our Tremere.
Let's go and hang with Buddy Hikata friends.
Yeah. All right. Let's do that. Why not?
Yeah.
And then we'll just cut away to it when Jack comes back to us. So our two kindred make their way down towards Chinatown, where they've met this Hikata named Vasco. Seems to be the only Hikata in town. Well, at least they first thought. And quickly find themselves in the same location they were before, where V I believe it was last night or the night before, you got involved in a Second Inquisition trap to gather kindred in investigating certain bars and such to trap them and destroy them. But we quickly overcame that. And Vasco promised to clean up the area as well.
Oh, yeah.
And you follow it's tonight. There is no street market out because it's the night before. During that, I believe it's a Thursday night that they do these things, but now it's Friday night. So you make your way through, passing by, observing all the spray painted art along the walls, and passing by until you see those three faces that you've become so familiar with, the two of the tragedy and the comedy, and the Day of the Dead one right next to it as well, forming the symbol of this clan. And stepping into Vasco's large warehouse full of just strange, what seems to be strange junk, but you know now that some of it is not quite what it seems from bumping certain things in the past. You find Vasco in the middle of this place with a big sort of buzzsaw, and he's cutting pipe for plumbing pipe with this buzzsaw, causing a lot of sparks, and using his sort of surgical blue gloves as he's doing so. Sparks occasionally hit his glove, and when one does, he removes the glove, puts it away, puts another one on,
Oh
and
my
then continues to
God.
do so. You can hear the hum of the fridge just off to the side, and all this chemistry
Mhm.
sets bubbling away nearby as well. And he wears this sort of plastic mask down as he does so. He hears you only when you, Irene, slam the rolling sheet door down. And he looks up, gives you all a bit of a small smile, flicks off this protective gear, and just places it down to the side. Again, removing both of his gloves as he does so, taking up a new pair and putting them on, snapping them into place. Hello, V, Irene. Welcome.
Hello.
Thank you. Sorry for barging in. How goes your work?
It goes in directions. I guess that's the best way to put it. Learning something new every night.
Well, we've got something even newer.
You always do bring me such interesting things. Please,
This
hand it over.
is not an exception. Don't break the mirror because it only works once. But yeah.
He takes it, and as soon as you sort of hand it to him, he just touches it. He touches both ends. He puts his thumb on the bottom and his middle finger on the top. And as soon as he does so, he actually takes his fingers off and like shakes them, almost as if it like burned him slightly. And again, removes his glove, places it off, pulls on another one. Yes, my thoughts as much. It is part of a blood sorcery ritual.
What is it? Do you know the ritual?
I haven't performed it myself, but I've seen others perform it in the past. Something about passageway through. It makes you sort of phase into the realm of the mirror itself and allows you to pass through physical matter.
Right. So you become translucent, transparent.
Incorporeal.
Ah,
Huh.
it's a better word. Yes.
Huh.
Quite
Interesting.
a rare and powerful ritual, might I say. And yes, once you smash that, it will be used up.
Good to know.
You'll have to find a new mirror and bleed into it, if you know how to do the ritual, that is.
I do not, but perhaps I now know someone who can.
Yes.
Which is good to know. Thank you again.
Of course. Clearly some sort of Banu Hakim ritual, as is their abilities to surprise you in this way.
I've never heard of anything like it.
Indeed.
Sounds surprising.
Yes, I think you'd have to venture pretty far into their territory to even begin to see these sorts of things happen. I've never seen a Tremere use it before, so
Good. Let's keep it that way.
quite.
Yes. I feel as though we come to you quite often with little things like these and unspoken favors we ask of you. Is there anything you'd like in return now that we're here and there are hours to kill, not to take you away from anything else you're doing?
Well, I have been doing my best to repay you for this dagger that you got me so long ago. It's truly fascinating what it is. And so I've kept it safe up until now, but it is the least I can do, as well as your trust for not telling anyone else where I am as well.
Well, yeah, of course. Thank you for filling us in on that. A bit of a mystery to us.
Of course. How works the ring? Are you still observing that?
I am. Yeah, she puts up her finger, shows him. It's helped quite a lot in this sort of snake-filled Camarilla court. certainly fascinating to, I don't know, feel the effects of it, I suppose.
Yes, indeed. Something quite special indeed. To fill you in, Jack, we are visiting Vasco in Chinatown to ask him
Lovely.
about the bloody mirror, the cracked mirror that V has. And they learned that when it is broken, whoever casts the spell becomes incorporeal, is able to pass through matter.
Hmm.
And Vasco's just asking about the ring that Irene has. Says,
Yeah.
yes, quite. I think you'll find that it is surprisingly adept to many things.
Many things.
Well, I tried what little knowledge of Temporis that I have on it, and nothing seemed to happen. So,
Wow. I haven't seen that used in quite some time.
the things I delve into, let me tell you.
I'm sure there are some out there who still know how to do things like that.
Oh, there
but
definitely are. That's how I learnt it.
Fascinating. Yes, well, it's good to know because that is perhaps even more terrifying than some of the other things we find ourselves up against.
Well, they are like old languages, I believe. We must keep them alive somehow. We must continue their use. So, my learning, I hope I can pass it on to someone, even if only a little bit, with my small knowledge that I have. It's important that we keep these things alive, lest they be lost to time.
Do you have anyone to pass them on to?
Not as of yet. I'm very peculiar, particular when I want to sire someone. In saying that, I haven't done so yet.
If you need assistance recording these things, feel free to reach out.
I know who to call.
Mhm.
Appreciated, as always. Do you need any of my assistance these nights?
This is more of a personal request. At
Go right
some
ahead.
point, I myself hope to embrace someone. And if you would like, if possible, I would like to bring them here so that you can teach them about the facets of this that I myself cannot teach. I would like her to be as well rounded as possible.
It is very important to me, as I've just said, that we keep all of these manners alive
Yes.
and that we
I
teach
agree.
those and that we bring this next generation with all of our knowledge of our successes and failures, much as the way that science works, so that
Exactly.
they may be better than we are and more knowledgeable.
Formulate different ideas, prove them right or wrong.
Exactly right.
Thank you.
I have an out of character question.
Of course.
Where Black Site 24
Yes.
is that where the Hecata used to be before they got out of the city?
Good question. No. They
Okay.
actually are just north of Chinatown was where they used to be, and some of Chinatown as well. But there was a big upheaval and they all just disappeared
Okay. No problem.
some time ago.
Cool. Thank you.
Basically, they upheaved and the Tremere took all of that.
Great. Of course they did.
Question.
I have another proposition for you, Vasco. One you are, of course, more than welcome to refuse because it's not a light one and it is a very dangerous one. Those 3 people we had a run-in with just the other night near here. We have located their central hub, their base, so to speak, their headquarters. And we're planning to pull them out at the roots, so to speak, stop all of their operations and stop them from being able to grow their influence, at least in this part of the world, for as long a time as possible. I was wondering if you wanted any part of that.
Well, it is quite an upheaval you're talking about.
I'm aware.
Hmm.
I've been slowly learning more and more about this for a very long time.
I think. Now, I'm not saying no, to be clear, but I think it's best I do what I do best, and then I support you from the sidelines. Tell you what, he goes out, picks up his diary, starts flipping through it, and actually, as he does so, he flips a certain page and actually reaches into the book. His hand like vanishes inside of it and he rummages around for a brief moment until he pulls out this stuffed, very old, like hand knitted bunny rabbit. That stuffing seems to be sort of coming out of one of its right ear, very so slightly. It's gathered some dust over time. There's little pins in its body as well. He removes all the pins, almost like apologizes to the bunny as he does so, and flicks them back inside the book. And then brushes it off a little bit. Changes his glove. Uses that to hand that to you, Irene. Changes his glove again.
Apologies for my my lack of knowledge on these types of things, but what is this?
Yes. Right, I forget that our abilities are so different, right? Hilda, the spirit that is connected to this rabbit,
Ah, I see.
she owes me a single favor. If you do not damage the bunny at all,
Of course.
but you just squeeze like it was one of those ones that has the electronic in the middle. You would understand that.
Just dog toys.
The plastic sound thingies.
You squeeze the stomach of it, and
Okay.
you just request something of Hilda. Now, Hilda, I've used in the past because Hilda's very good at electronics. You see.
Oh,
Uh,
right. Okay. That's useful.
Yes, what she does is she gets inside of them and ruins them from the inside out.
Incredible.
You've only got one request before her time is done and she can return back.
Of course, I appreciate it. I'll take care of it and her. Thank you.
The sooner the better. Hilda is deserving of passing on.
Of course. It won't be too many nights, so hopefully she will be able to pass on soon. Thank you again. I'm very grateful.
It is the least I can do for all that you have all done for me. Was there anything else I can help you with?
I don't believe so.
Not on my end.
Well,
just let us know if there's anything that we can help you anytime.
He reaches back, takes some of the pipe, and actually sort of melds it, shapes it, moves it slightly, bends it with some strength, and hands each of you this sort of weird it's like a rusted pipe that he's sort of painted over, and he's done one of those like Greek evil eye sort of symbols across them that watches spirits and watches out for you across it, and hands one to each of you. It's sort of a strange thing that it's a rusted pipe that's been painted over. It's made into like a bracelet, basically.
Right.
Incredible.
Hopefully that'll watch out for you.
Thank you so much.
And with this, our group returns back to their luxurious haven in the richer side.
Did we blue velvet? Did anything happen?
Just overheard some stuff.
Mm.
Oh,
Brief you
no?
in the.
Oh, okay, cool.
I haven't told Irene yet.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, and this is the perfect time. We return back to the
Yep.
haven and park the car, make our way inside, and
Yep.
slowly wind down this night. Is there any
Some
discussion?
nice hot blood and some
Mm.
nice little teacups.
Perfect.
Nice. Yeah.
I'd even just be sitting around your hot tub, but not in it. Just have the like stones under it smoldering away.
Yeah. Always in the hot tub. It's
Oh,
good.
you just alright.
She's in the hot
Just
tub when she's
in
sitting
it,
on the
alright.
side.
in.
It's like 3 chairs, except her chair's a hot tub.
Yeah, true.
It's a Lasombra thing, guys. I'm sorry.
I'll leave it to you three.
More things are shaking up, as it seems. When we were at the Blue Velvet Club, I overheard the musicians, I believe it was, talking about there's a rival gang coming into the Blue Bloods area. It's
More
making things.
wars.
Yeah, more wars. Making
Kindred
things
wars.
difficult.
Kindred gangs at war. Mortal gangs at war. Chicago at war. Once again.
Yeah, the question is whether that is Tim Roche or not.
Going against
Was
the Blue Bloods in their
involved in
area.
Such things,
It-
wasn't he?
I have a feeling that may just be rumors that we already know more about. I don't quite think it's a separate entity. Because there aren't that many
Probably
that we
not.
don't already know about.
No, we tend to be the centerpiece for all of
Someone
these
moves, we know
strands.
about it.
Unfortunately.
Yes.
I prefer blissful ignorance, at least most of the time.
Knowing is good. I just want to rest between knowing sometimes.
Mhm.
I need some debrief time.
It is
To really-
relentless knowing it is.
Yes. Yes. Right. Hopefully Tim Roche gets back to me at some point.
Would be good.
If not, I can just keep up contact. He may just be busy. Who
You can
knows?
annoy him until he relents, I suppose.
Yes, the business is good like that.
You're very
Sure.
good like that, Joseph.
It's why I'm a social worker. You have to be present and apply pressure to these people who don't want to change for the better. Sometimes they need a push in the right direction. And to do that, you need to frustrate them to make you a bigger problem than the problems that they're running away from.
Makes sense.
Mhm.
We'll see what happens.
Yes.
I hope we are central enough to all of this knowing that we can actually do something about it when push comes to shove.
we
Or
are.
maybe we just know things and can't do anything with anything. Perhaps. I don't know.
We're in the best position to do as much good as we possibly can, and we have consistently and always achieved our goals. The question now falls to the people we work with. Their perceptions of the world around them are short-sighted and not as information rich as our perceptions.
Other people
Maybe.
is where
Our planning.
I start to lose faith. Indeed.
Yes. And so it's about educating them so that their perception can then change for the better. It's just that the people around us don't want to be educated. They want to solve a problem by putting a knife into it, their fist through it, or yell it away.
Huh. People not wanting change. What a shock.
Are you both optimistic or are you pessimistic
In general,
about what is going to happen in the next month, perhaps?
At this point, I'm neither. Events are going to transpire. Whether they be positive or negative is outside of my control right now. My goal, not my goal, my thought is, I hope that Prince Jackson can stay Because I would like to live in a Camarilla where change and acceptance is the forefront.
Mm.
But I have to think that I may also need to live in a Camarilla run by Maxwell if things go poorly.
Mm.
And what living in my hometown that is also a location of Gehenna, what that means.
Hmm.
So
Gehenna
regardless of
is
what
everywhere.
happens,
It doesn't
Yes.
matter. It manifests
Exactly.
in different ways wherever you go.
as if all of this crumbling around us isn't actively Gehenna as we speak, is
This is a monster of our own creation. This isn't
Hmm.
some other thing that happens beyond our control.
it's like a title given to when Kindred refuse to change, grow, do anything like that. They just slap the label of Gehenna on it because everybody is squabbling and fighting with each other.
Yeah, well, that's
Perhaps.
why the new things, the change is scary, and that's the bringer of all.
Blame
of
the
this.
change, of course. Yes, I've seen it time and time again within humans and kindred alike. A variable is brought in, and it is the variable to blame.
Very easy
think
to
we are-
fear change.
We think we are
Mhm.
so high and mighty among mortals, and yet we completely repeat their fucking mistakes.
Exactly the same. We're all born from humans. We don't suddenly become something else. We might be able to change the mind of those around us using these disciplines. Is that any different from a human with an atomic bomb? You give people weapons and they ultimately think themselves bigger and better. At the end of the day, they're a flesh suit, just trying their best to achieve their own goals.
Just being given a ticket to have a bit longer to do so than everybody else.
Exactly.
It changes nothing.
Hmm.
But it changes everything at the same time.
Exactly. And it's these nuances that people don't care to look into.
Well,
What about you, V?
Hmm.
Optimism or pessimism?
I always go in with pessimistic so I can surprise myself. I can
Expect
prove
the
myself
worst,
wrong.
hope for the best.
Mm.
I've heard that one used
Yes.
before.
Yes, but philosophy isn't exactly my thing in general. I usually go through action.
Deal with things as they come.
Which
too.
is in and of itself a philosophy. I studied it for years. You'll forgive me if I don't have thoughts on the subject.
Well,
But it's a good philosophy to have. Because when
I share
you
it.
get caught up in words, you get
caught up.
caught up in words. When no actions match words, you simply, it's happened time and time again in shortcoming, where conversation just spirals. We keep touching the same subject over and over again using different words. And then you move and suddenly that conversation means nothing.
Isn't that like most conversation and small talk in life?
Most
Yes
of it
and
does
no.
mean very little. It's true.
Conversation has flow and connection. You're discussing a concept, it can lead to other branches off and realizations about oneself. When the conversation is about making a point, forcing someone to change their idea, that is when things become redundant and when movement needs to be had.
Hmm.
Action. And that is why I am not concerned. I want to see how everybody moves.
As
Because
do
as
I.
much as Prince Jackson's actions in bringing the La Sombra in, allowing technological use, his actions against what this sect war is lacking. He assigned
Of
us
his
to
own
this.
volition or not. But
Yes.
lacking regardless.
Yes, exactly. He gave us this task and then hands off to the whole thing, which is both good and bad because a prince throwing his weight around, forcing those around him to do as he pleases so that the Camarilla wins can be a bad thing, but also doing nothing. It's a difficult position when no one is right.
So it will be interesting to see what changes.
Yes, very much so. Who bends and who breaks?
Good and bad will come from both, it's true. From
Yes.
either, depending on what happens. Some things will be better, some will be
Hmm.
worse.
Which
But
is why I
nothing will be the same.
appreciate, our deal with Blue Velvet. I've just forgotten their names.
Bronwyn and Naomi.
Yeah, Bronwyn and Naomi. It's
Oh, yeah.
realistic of take this cataclysm that's coming and just put it somewhere where the damage is not as bad. I appreciate that.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting tomorrow because Bronwyn said she wasn't going. 'Cause
Yeah.
It
Um,
seems like a
Respect
bad
that.
idea.
It's
having
also
all
why
important kindred in one place to watch a music performance.
I don't think I can get in contact with Tim Roche because he's likely at the venue now. You know, setting up explosives, fires, who knows? Some kind of display he's probably
Oh, I
setting
should
up.
probably, yeah. We should probably get
think?
there early then. Oh, God.
It's an assumption to be had. It's a large event. The Toreador are making quite the.
You really don't think
Hoo-ha
it's going to be
about
the
it.
nihilists instead or some other.
It could be
Both.
anybody.
Perhaps,
Yeah.
who knows?
Maybe they'll meet each other in the middle.
It could be the big display that Tim Roche wants of fireworks going off so that
I
people
didn't
are like,
even consider
"Oh."
that.
My fear is that it will be a display that's meant to send a message, heightened by the nihilist, perhaps. Tim Roche puts a small smoke grenade there to scare people, which mixes with the gasoline that he doesn't know is there.
Mm.
Those kinds of outcomes.
Yeah.
You still have my Ashira's touch?
Yes. Clink, clink,
Keep it on
clink.
you, just in case. Not saying we will need it soon, but it's
Why?
good for you to keep it on you. Just
I
in
guess
case.
we should probably make sure that nothing like that happens.
Yeah, that we don't lose half the Camarilla in one night. Yeah, that would be
Yes.
ideal.
Our work here is not quite done. Wouldn't like it to end like this.
It surprises me that the people I fought in a war with have so quickly forgotten how warfare works.
It's easy to forget.
Yes.
Being comfortable
And
makes you forget a lot of
comfortable.
things. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Which is
Yeah.
why change is resisted and resisted until it explodes forward and nobody can do anything about it.
Mhm.
At least
Seeing
we,
it, having perspective makes everybody else seem very stupid.
indeed. We are the enlightened ones, of course.
And we've seen how those thought processes have unraveled in history, haven't we?
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
It sounds like our group is getting an early night because they want to get up a bit earlier the next night.
Just to make sure the entire Chicago Camarilla
Camarilla
doesn't
doesn't
die.
Fizzle up and
Yeah.
die.
Except for Bronwyn, she won't die because
Um,
I mean, a
Bronwyn-
Camarilla that's just Bronwyn I can respect, but
Same.
Maybe a little text to Wanaka.
Yes, text to Wanaka.
Just to be like, hey, Irene says that we should probably just double check the venue. We can't get to it tonight before the event. Just that, just so that we're already have our ducks starting to line up before they blow up, you know?
You'll get a quick response back of first thing tomorrow night.
Okay, cool.
And with that time passing.
Oh, actually, I'll have a quick talk with Dawn.
Yes, let's do that before we do anything else. So Dawn is around doing her usual thing, usually downstairs.
Yeah, I'll head down to her.
She is walking around. There's a surprising amount of people down here. All have set up this sort of office-like space with all these walls between each other, all taking notes, doing things, listening in on things,
Yep.
calling numbers and doing all these things. Dawn is making her way through, making sure that everything's going to plan.
Mhm.
And after she notices that you are there, she simply makes her way over, gestures you over to one of her
Yep.
second booths nearby, and sits down, cleanly puts her clipboard down, picks up some papers, corrects them, makes sure everything's nice and correct around her and straight before
Lovely.
she puts her hands on the table and just says, "What can I do for you, Joseph? Welcome."
Yes, thank you very much. I thought I would inform you, as I have been this entire time. The coterie has been disbanded by the prince. I'm not
Yes.
sure how that falls into your investigation as you were looking into us.
Yes, well, for the past few weeks that I've been here, everything seems to be up to standard, and as per the prince's request, it seems that my job is done with your particular group. Now that you've been accepted fully fledged into the Camarilla as individuals, my job is done.
Fantastic. Are there any notes, things that you found, or anything of the sort that you would like to make me aware of?
Well, other than your suspicious movements around all over the place, but nothing happened out of them, so no, I don't think so. I think everything is up to
Fantastic.
scratch here.
With your investigation ending,
Hmm.
what is your next movement?
Well, I've been in Chicago to make sure that there have been no masquerade breaches, as everything happening with La Sombra recently, we wanted to make sure everything
Mhm.
was above board, and clearly we were mistaken in even checking this. So we'll be moving on to the next city. Most likely, New York has been having some strange issues, so we will
Mhm.
likely be moving there next.
Lovely. If you happen to be in the city for a couple more days, perhaps weeks,
Yes.
we may be moving against the Second Inquisition in a way that your forces may be helpful.
Is that so?
Have you heard of Black Site 24? Believe if you are FBI and they're CIA, there must be some form of crossover.
You would think so, but unfortunately, they are
Agreed.
both separately funded and don't
Right.
actually. They actually compete against each other. So I do not get much in the way of that.
Perhaps competition then?
Somewhat, but I have. You must understand the phrase "bigger fish to fry."
Yes, that's understandable, but thought I'd inquire, let you know that if you would like to personally, as a kindred, work against the people hunting us till the end of the earth until there's none of us left, we will be doing so soon.
My very job fights against these people in covert operations, not being found in the first place.
Very true.
We fight different
Um,
battles, you see.
Yes. I hope
Well-
everything goes well. If you do end up going north, I don't know fucking anything about American geography.
North.
The Prince of
Couldn't help.
Milwaukee has his intricacies that may need to be looked into.
Interesting. Are you suggesting that there has been some kind of breach that's taken place in Milwaukee?
I wouldn't want to say, as I don't have actual evidence, but I just know that there are things happening.
Well, we take every single report very seriously. It is my job to do so.
Good. Good.
So, I'll
Um,
investigate regardless, or at least put some feelers out.
I appreciate that a great deal. Dawn, it's been a pleasure working with you. I've appreciated the professionalism and everything that you've done. So thank you very much.
Likewise, and best of luck in this shining jewel of the Camarilla, Joseph.
Yes, and best on your journeys. Thank you for protecting us in the way you do. And
Of
he'll
course.
Get up. and
Yep.
go.
No worries. They've already begun packing things up in certain ways. You can tell it's going to take a little bit of time to do so, but over the next few nights, they will eventually leave
Cool.
your haven.
Thank God.
Hmm?
Heads up out of character. As you can see, my power is out. So if I just become a black screen, I'm still here and will want to play, but it's getting dark out.
That's okay. That is all right. We'll deal with it as we go.
I've got one of these.
As long as we can hear you, as long as we can hear you, it's fine.
Get a gas lantern or something.
Yeah. Real by firelight sort of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
By night hours, yeah. Speaking of which, while our kindred take a rest this
Yes.
night, we'll take 5-minute break just to get everything ready. I'll organize my notes and everything. And
Yeah.
we will see you all very soon after our break. See you in a
Cool.
moment. And we're live again. Welcome back, everybody, to Chicago by Night. Continuing on our 29th session, Streets Run Red. Let's begin as I describe this night's scenario with a rouse check from all of our.
Oh, love it, love it, love it.
Tonight,
A
it
success.
is. It has kept the snow from the previous night and is falling gently. It is overcast, it is grey, but the moon should be out, so it is light. You can see quite well these nights as well. There was a full moon recently. And as a kindred awaken to this darkness, the sun can barely be seen as it sets. There's no orange in the sky, there's no red, it is just a consistent grey. If one were to squint enough, you could barely tell the difference between night and day now. And the nights are becoming longer, the days are becoming shorter in this time of year as well. And as we do so, how do our kindred do with their rouse checks?
Good.
Incredible.
We're
100% success rate most of the time. And yeah, so we begin this night as our three kindred have invitations to the Neo-Futurist Theatre of Chicago, where they've been invited to see Annabelle's childer, Olivia Moss, the Toreador, perform tonight. So, I leave the scene to our three kindred, unless they want to head straight there this night.
A quick text to Wanaka as we're getting ready to be like progress report ?
Mm-hmm. It
And
is
then just getting ready.
Yeah. Just heading there now, waiting for Irene.
Oh, go in already.
Sorry, I wake up later than Monica. I can't help
Yeah.
it.
Maybe just a don't wait up.
Simple gotcha as a response.
Yeah. Okay. Are we sticking together tonight?
Ooh, should we?
I think
Hmm.
this is the question. Do we come with a front of we're still united because of
Yeah,
friendship?
that's interesting.
Or do we split up to show we can still be friendly, but separate?
I think separate because
Separate sounds more politically clever.
these people see friendship as something weak. Like, how many people have told us that in the past? It's
Oh, in that case,
It's true.
contact Aicha and Sierra, because we should all come in with the people who reasonably we would contact if we were split up. I'm
I
going to
agree.
text Sanchi and be like, coming to the event, would you like to go together? Love heart.
Can
Faster.
I assume that Sierra would be like perfectly punctual?
Yes, you can assume as much.
Yeah. I know when Sierra will arrive. Do we want to scope out underneath first to make sure that there's nothing bad going on?
definitely going to be doing a check. I don't.
It makes sense for you to do that, and V, you're stealthy. I don't think I can help out.
Just keep
Fair
your not your third eye, but keep your eyes open.
You will still have your bloodstones on
Yes,
you.
Oh, yeah.
we do.
I can actually make 5 of them now, so that's kind of cool. To what end? I don't know.
Other people you want to track? Maybe your mum.
Just keep
Your mom and
Yeah,
your
true.
child.
Very true, yeah. Yeah, you guys do that. I have
Very
my
well.
phone. We can still communicate as we usually do.
Oh yeah, they
Just-
can't stop us from
Hmm.
No,
signing.
indeed.
But I think what we should do is have particular rendezvous, perhaps when there is intermission, where we have friendly discussion with one another, as if catching up, where we can cryptolect everything that we need to know.
Certainly, that sounds good. We can meet each other before the performance begins,
Yeah.
even.
Just hi, you there.
See each other. Yes.
From across the room.
Mm.
You know.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
We're really
I think
just,
I'll hit up all the Tremere actually.
Just go
All
in
of
with
the
your power.
young.
you are their representative. so-
And just be like, are you headed to the
Real power move right there.
oh god.
With all of
Um,
my people.
Yeah. Just to get in contact with them to be like, Ava, Alec, you coming along. I'm bringing Sunchi. Do you want to sit together?
Hmm. Interesting enough is that you get simple responses. Ava and Alec have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh,
Invitations seem to be a bit scarce, perhaps. Certain individuals don't get invited.
I think I say, excellent. If you would like to come and see a lovely event tonight. Actually, my understanding of this is, would I be able to get them in without an invitation?
You are the primogen.
Oh.
You can do
Yeah.
whatever you want.
Yeah, it's going to be a little rude you didn't invite all of the Tremere.
You can certainly do that as
Oh,
I know
my
that
God.
Annabelle
Fine
loves her
primogen.
drama, so I want to
Create
bring
some
her
for
some
her.
drama.
Yeah,
Here is my
yeah.
gift
You'll like
to
that.
you. Here is some drama.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
housewarming gift. Drama.
Both of them simply respond with, "We would never deny the excellence of your presence, Primogen Joseph."
Oh, I immediately respond with like, please don't use those words with me. If you want to come to this event, please do. If you do not, I'm not going to force you. Like, he immediately is like, don't treat me like a person. If you want to come to this event, please do, and I will get you in because you are my clan. If you don't want to, please don't come. I don't want to force you to this event. I know that these plays aren't for everyone, this instrumental thing. That, just to be like, woo up, woo, don't, excellent play.
A
You don't
simple,
like me.
"We will be there."
Okay.
I love it.
Mm.
And yes, you can absolutely +1 if you'd like to as well. Part of the ticket says you can bring a +1. Obviously, this is a kindred only event.
Yeah.
Well, you can bring a human if you want to. They just might not be leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely text Aicha. Hey, you going to that music thing tonight?
Simple response: N full stop O full stop. Sounds
Just-
boring.
Understandable. Enjoy your night.
Um,
I might just go alone. I'm used to going alone. People know me
Yeah.
as a loner type. I don't think it would be going too far out of my persona.
My girlfriend doesn't like these kind
What
of
about-
crowds.
Damien.
That is true. I, don't
You
think-
going, Damien? He's like, I am now. Where we meet.
I mean, he is the sheriff. I just assume
Would
he
you like
is
to
allowed
come
to go.
with me?
Yeah, no, I'll do that.
Hmm.
Good idea. Thank you. God, my friend.
You should bring a girlfriend, Irene. Who the fuck is that? You're just like,
Which
The two
one?
goth
Whoa.
ladies.
You
yeah.
jealous?
In the
back.
I was having such a good time until I looked over at those two, and my soul was literally sucked out.
It's because of the tap. She's got it in her pocket.
Yes.
Oh my god! If she brought the tap to the whole musical
my
thing, how
God.
that would destroy Annabelle.
Mm.
Oh,
I am so tempted. No.
I-
I
Yeah,
couldn't
I'll-
do that to Little Lamb. I couldn't do it to her.
Sierra's already going. Gosh, and I keep forgetting her name, the Malkavian. Bronwyn. Bronwyn said she's not.
Oh
going,
yeah,
so we
no,
can't
I'm rocking
invite
up by
her.
myself. It's fine.
No.
Like this is good.
Okay.
It's a power play in itself.
Cool. You're like, I'm going
indeed.
alone. V's like, I'm going with the sheriff. And I'm like, here's me and 5 others from where I'm from. Dun, dun, dun.
We're gonna sit in a pyramid shape and just.
no.
No, we're not. We're not.
No, whatever a
See
Kana
for
shape
Kana.
is.
Kana. Kana.
We all walk in and we'll lose a bit of our sanity.
All right. In that case, we'll be meeting with quite a few people. Is there anything else you'd like
Yes.
to prepare or do before you head to the Neo Futurist Theatre?
So we have our bloodstones.
Mm-hmm.
I double check everyone's wards. Oh, you're probably not bringing your weapons, are you?
Nah, don't need her.
Not sure.
You,
Might try and
yours
bring
is
something.
easily stashed. I
Mine's a
guess, so
big
you
fuck
would
off
bring
sword.
yours.
Don't
You
bring
can't
big
bring your
fuck off sword.
two-handed sniper. So,
Would be put in the coat rack area until you're done.
Yeah.
yeah, because
I might strap my sword, not my sword, my knife to my back, just so
Yeah.
because
'Cause
I'll
I
be wearing a
don't-
blazer, not a hoodie.
Do you guys want wards? Is my question.
Will we need them?
Bullets don't work against bombs.
True.
I think I will be fine. Unless it's needed, I prefer not to have blood sorcery on my person.
I'm going to wear like a really nice, like big red like cape look, like the ones that cover your front with like the armhole thingies. I'm gonna put a ward against kindred on the inside on the back,
Yeah.
and then I am going to cover all over in intricate ways a ton of dummy wards. So
Very
that if people
nice.
look over, they're like, hey, that dude's watered to shit. And I'm just like, I guess.
Make your usual rolls for ward against kindred or ward against Cain.
Let me get my fucking light on to see my dice.
Actually, I can tell you what it is. Oh yeah, you're using it with the dice. And then after that, I'll just get a normal. There's also the other stuff you can use for it. There's a Discord rolling system you can use as well if you do desire it.
That
Anyone else want to
intelligent.
prepare anything else?
I don't think I need to.
What are we wearing for this event as
Oh.
well? Joseph's
yeah.
wearing some very magnificent clothing tonight.
And I take the bent like bracelet thing that was made and I like fashion it as a clasp. So it's like kind of this older looking ritualistic eye thing on the front.
I think given the exclusivity of this particular event and the fact that it's like only sort of older or more established kindred, I think Irene would go for a more like a style that sort of pertains to the period from which she comes.
Nice.
So it's very like kind of pilgrim style-esque, early 18th century, like stays, black dress, kind of more poofy than the things she would usually wear. Kind of intricate, like embroidered patterning in this particular dress, like elbow length sleeves. Yeah, and she would, to go in, it would just be like a simple kind of riding coat over the top. Very, very 18th century.
Very
That's
nice. And V?
V, she'll wear dress pants with just a plain black belt, a black button-up shirt, and a black blazer that has like pinstripes in it. She'll still be wearing her combat boots because she only owns one pair of boots.
Oh god.
And she'll just slick back her hair, keeping the bracelet on and the necklace with the bloodstone on it, but hidden. And of course, knife on the back.
Of course.
Of course. The piece de resistance.
I'll do a ward against lupines on the coat as well. The
Why
ritual
not?
roll doesn't activate until somebody touches it.
Exactly.
Robert's gonna
And I
show off.
succeeded on both rouse checks
Nice.
and ritual rolls.
You
so-
guys are feeling fantastic preparing for this event.
Mm.
Very in control, all ready for it to
Oh.
go. So we drive and make our way over to the Neo Futurist Theatre. Now, the Neo Futurist Theatre
Drop
is
V off like 3 blocks back. I drive around a different block to a bit that's a little separate. I drop Irene off. Like I use my local knowledge of where
Mm.
things are.
Oh yeah, and I'll just text Damien and I'll meet him inside.
Yeah. He says he's going to do his best to get the night off for you, as best as he can, but he makes no promises. And the Neo Futurist Theatre is in Ashland. It is in the north side. It's actually surprisingly close to your haven.
Nice.
Somewhere between the parks and the Hive and where you are currently. You sort of have to travel sort of southwest into the Hive
Mhm.
across that way to find it. Beautiful location. It's one of those buildings that is very modern, a lot of glass that is highly polished that you can see through, a very flat top and a sort of bulky backside that has the theater inside of itself. Very modern. It's got all these strange shapes across the side, sort of like very similar to the theater that we have in Melbourne that has all those squares and those rectangles all around it.
Mm.
And very, very sort of, modern in a lot of ways, to say the least. I don't know how else to put it, really. And you arrive, parking outside. You can see there are a few cars out here. People are slowly approaching. You're probably some of the first to arrive, as this is considered an Elysium that some of you have probably been to before, actually.
Hmm.
And you park outside here, and you can see that there is like a collections Nosferatu out the front and there's people walking up. They're pulling out guns and giving them to the Nosferatu, like putting them in a bag, and like someone pulls out, 2 knives and like puts them in. Everyone's disarming themselves for this particular occasion.
Of course.
Should have brought a prop to this house.
Yeah.
Well, V, if you want to hide it and keep it on your body,
Yep.
you can make a dexterity larceny.
Oh yay!
Or a dexterity sleight of
Please
hand. It is
succeed.
actually sleight of hand even a check.
No.
It's just larceny.
It's just larceny.
That's a speciality I think you can get in larceny.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
it's just larceny.
Well, I said the same thing twice, so there you go. Sleight of hand is fucking D&D.
I
Stan.
can
4 successes. This Nosferatu is not really paying attention. They're sort of just holding out the
Going
bag.
up people's goodwill.
Yeah.
I'll say as I'm doing it, like, oh, I remembered this time, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah, he nods and says, "Yeah, appreciate it. Everybody's got something." Puts it in the bag, whatever it is. I imagine you probably fake pull out something and put it in the bag, and he's just like,
Probably just like a
Yeah.
Swiss Army knife or something.
yeah, exactly.
Like, oh,
And-
forgot about this one. My bad.
And you make your way inside. Wanaka is standing there. He's actually done his best to dress up a bit nicer, but
Oh, bless him.
but to him, that's him not wearing like a hood over his like commando vest and,
Oh, Lord.
and things like that, leaving out his bare feet so that he can
Best
feel
boy.
the red carpet underneath them.
Yes.
And he sort of it's very, very clean, very modern. The Toreador are thriving here with the red carpets, the gold, the jewels, the everything that's extravagant. And Annabelle is making her way and like making her way around and hyping everybody up. But you can't see Olivia anywhere. She must be clearly getting ready for what's happening. And so that's all happening. But while that is happening, Wanaka sort of dashes over. He sort of does this big step and sort of almost crosses the whole floor in like a swift movement in front of everybody. Nods to Irene and says, "All right, we should probably case this place over just in case. I mean, I've sent some people already. making their way through, but
Yeah,
extra
we've had the
eyes
same
always help.
discussion. Yes,
Mm.
just in case. With things going as they are. Good idea.
V, would you like to join us, or
Yeah, absolutely.
if all of you would like to, or otherwise, I would recommend enjoying the party.
I'd prefer to make sure this place is safe.
Yep.
I see me up with the weapons Nosferatu being like, nothing up my sleeves, nothing behind my hands.
Pulls out a card from like
Rips blood from my hand.
And
Leave Joseph to do his thing.
yeah, no, Joseph's
I have
thriving.
a posse around.
Yes, you have all
God.
these Tremere that approach with
What do you mean they didn't get an invitation?
And the first thing that sort of happens is, you know, Annabelle coming over and telling Joseph how good Joseph looks, and like
He
really making him
immediately-
twirl and like
beating her to it when she comes over. He's like, "Oh, Annabelle, you look amazing!" Like,
two of them are just absolutely like one-upping each other, like bit by
Yeah.
bit by bit, and it's very entertaining for everybody to watch, and it's fantastic. Surprisingly positive from
subversive though. Like,
Yes.
you look amazing. It's so good to see.
A
Where are my
battle.
invites for Ava and Alec?
yeah.
Bam!
Yeah. While they're discussing that, Irene and V, I'd like to ask where you're checking. Wanaka is going to go downstairs to sort of the emergency exits that you can get to. There's sort of like a lower section that you can make your way through around behind stage. Like people go off stage, they go downstairs, and they come all the way up and around and do those sort of tricks for the stage and whatnot.
Yeah, just like doing a sweep through of all of the back behind areas, especially underneath, I think is the most important. If there's like basement areas, I know there
Yep.
usually are in theaters and
Yeah.
stuff.
I'm gonna do
You
the
should
roof.
Go up, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the roof
Mm.
and the
Yeah.
top floor and all that.
Yeah.
The rigging of the theatre.
Yeah, nice.
I'll get intelligence and investigation. I will also accept wits investigation. Whatever
Aha!
your
Thank
best.
you, Mushroom.
Yeah, both are acceptable. Both give you
Aroused.
different things that you learn. Joseph, as Annabelle and you are talking amongst each other, she's going, "Oh, I completely must have slipped my mind to invite all of these people." As you can see, there's quite a lot of kindred not
A
here.
gown like this, no wonder you would have been distracted. Even I'm struggling to remember to blush my own cheeks.
I know, don't you love it? I made it myself. I often do these things just on the
you
down
have
low.
to be joking. No, this is stunning. Like,
Not at all. She does a little twirl with her. She's got this little sort of like half crown in that's sort of like a
God.
very elegant
That's so
silver,
cool.
and like it's matching her long flowing
Yeah.
silver dress that sort of just stops at her ankle. She's gone with a very like she loves the sort of fish scaly silver.
Yeah,
It sort of has a bluey
Like
reflection.
1930
Yeah.
film actress.
Yep. She's definitely
Also,
brought that
like,
vibe.
the inside of his coat has all of the like it's like black lined with these like metallic geometric shapes on the inside, very much like kind of that one magical item that like screws over toreadors. It's like reminiscent of that.
Yeah. The most, I think the most satisfying thing is the difference between you two. Joseph, I
Yes.
imagine yours is very symmetrical and clear and mathematical and organized, and hers is very flowy and loose and
Yeah.
artistic, and it's
This
very
vibe off each
Yeah.
other because hers is so flowy and mine's
Yeah,
like just like
yeah.
no, the flow is so cool.
Mm.
Like,
yeah. A lot of people can't help but stop and watch the two of you just interacting with each other in such a bizarre but like captivating way.
yes.
And clearly there's such a respect of like here's two Primogen,
Mm.
Oh,
like
yeah.
It's raw
Ah.
social
raw
competition
like
as well.
power of ego between them both, of like, you know, their power of their personalities is very strong.
And it's positive is the thing. It's
Which-
not like
Mm.
trying to tear each other down and be like, oh, fish scales again.
Which
It's like,
which is a lot of people, you can hear them saying, be like, are they actually like subtly insulting each other, or is this just a competition, or like what's going on? And that's part of why, and that's part of why they're intrigued. How many successes from Irene and V?
I got 7 and a mercy critical.
Wow, we
Yeah.
You have to do it ruthlessly.
I got 6 and got
Shared
hungry.
building gun.
6 and got
I break
hungry.
the stairs.
Found it. Oh,
Okay. So Irene, you're checking downstairs. Yep. And 7 with the messy critical, was it?
Indeed. That's that yep.
you grab
let's-
Wanaka and you hold him against the walls.
and he pings like a metal detector.
The grenade goes off and you're like, found one.
You can roll a d10
I
Deck.
sure will.
to see what you
I got a 3.
get. A 3. Now, if I can find the goddamn page, which I never can, is hunger. So
Oh, gosh.
social setting.
Yeah.
Instead of questioning the mortal witness, the vampire moves the situation towards seduction, etc., etc. Whatever your feeding type is, if you find a mortal here, which I'll mention,
Yep.
there are some around. There are some mortals who are acting as security or acting as like dominated people who hold like those cups of blood around the area.
Yeah.
Annabelle schools.
Exactly.
Oh, boy.
Because that went so well last
Yeah,
time.
the compulsion
Yeah,
ends when
baby.
you slake one hunger, but otherwise you are on edge, hungry, and ready to satiate the
Mhm.
gap. The more.
It's people who believe in stuff, right?
Mhm.
The
Mhm.
act of art is so lovely, and you're like, what you say?
Yeah. What do you mean?
And V, you got 6? Just a regular 6?
Yep.
Lovely.
Nice.
With 6, both of you, okay, so both of you did wits checks?
Yes, definitely.
Yep.
Irene, it is the smell of blood in the air straight away that triggers this hunger within you. As you check downstairs, you smell it. And it's the same smell that happens when Joseph does blood sorcery. You can
Ooh.
tell that there is like something going on down here. Now, you don't have the eye for it, but you can smell it in the air, and it puts you on edge. You felt the burn of blood sorcery. You have such a history with it as well.
Yeah.
That's why this hunger flows
Mm.
through you in this sudden moment.
The goodest boy hasn't been here, so someone else is fucking around.
Yeah, someone has clearly done something here. You're not sure what.
Yeah. Mhm.
In the meantime, you can sort of see some blood around the area as well. And as you're making
You
your way,
can come and get me, I'm saying. You
I
can
will.
come and get me.
yeah, okay. V, on the other side, you also made a wits check.
Yes.
Okay. 6 successes on the roof. Now, you make your way up onto the roof, start checking around the area. It's a very modern roof. There's not a lot of room to maneuver around, but you can hear it. This sound of it's like someone's got a deodorant can or some sort of aerosol or something that's
Don't
going
like
off.
that. Don't like
And
that.
it's against the roof, just on the other side. So you're sort of entering through one of those sort of boxed stairways that comes up onto it. And it's around the other side, just behind you as you do so. You can hear it spraying whatever it is up against the wall.
Gonna.
Out of character, it just occurred to me that if there are wards and you went downstairs, and I believe the word fire exit was used.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Imagine if someone warded the fire exit and then there was a fire. Ah!
Crying.
Oh, yeah.
Screaming!
I might just vanish. So I'm gonna risk another rouse check.
Go ahead, make a rouse check to vanish.
Okay, and
Nice.
and they're
Boom.
vanished. And I'm going to silence of death, walk around to see what's going on.
Okay, you move completely silently. I will get
Go queerness.
Let's get. No, they
Nothing.
Don't. They don't have all specs. So in that case,
Aha!
no check, no contest. You're invisible to them. As you make your way around, you see a figure in this big dark coat that sort of comes down to their knees. They have a bandana that's been wrapped up all around their face. You can only see the sort of red glowing eyes from underneath that they are using to sort of see in the dark up here. And big sort of combat boots. They look very thin from what you can tell. And covering their mouth as they're using this white spray can. And they're spraying this symbol. It seems like they've only just sort of started, actually. But they've started this sort of beginning of a circle, from what you can tell.
Gonna put an A in this, they're
Yeah.
never gonna see it coming.
There's a lot of weird shit going on.
I'm gonna send a quick text off to Joseph, just saying that on the roof, someone's spray painting. I'm gonna not ask them. I'm gonna talk to them.
Light, let there be.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Absolute fantastic service. Please buy our sponsors electric. No, I'm just kidding.
Bank details are
Please enter dragons for 15% off.
No.
And sorry,
Oh
sorry.
no.
Tense moment. I need to shut up. And as you Joseph, you receive this message. Wanaka also returns at probably the same time you do, Irene.
Yes.
You return.
perfect timing then. If you come back at that time, he flips his phone out and he just sees Irene at the same time and goes, "Ooh, Annabelle, this has been so lovely, but I haven't seen Irene since the night before. I would love to."
Since one night ago.
If you wouldn't mind, if you'd excuse me, you look so lovely, and I would hate to take any more of your time away from these people.
Of course. I've got to go speak to Nero about some things anyway. You go have a wonderful night, darling, and enjoy.
Yes. And I'll head right over to Irene and be like, "Irene, it's so good to see you. You look
Yes.
lovely."
Lovely to catch up.
Yes.
I hope you're keeping up this facade. I'm out of character. I hope you're
talk.
keeping well. I hope you
Yes. And then we're cryptolecting.
Yes,
what's
like you
going
need
on?
to come with me.
Help.
Blood sorcery, I don't understand. In the basement.
Okay, the minute you say that, he is going to be like, let me. I'll do that in a sec. V says there's someone on the roof.
Right.
Yes. I will handle down. You go up.
I'll go up. Yes, I don't know what it was. Just recognized it. I
Mhm.
don't know
Ooh,
anything.
Actually,
Oh,
Irene, sorry, with your history,
Yeah,
can you make a wits
Oh.
occult
sure.
check? Sorry, I actually did not put this together that you would have an expertise in this
Okay.
particular
Oh, right.
in this
Okay.
particular blood sorcery, considering your history.
bongo, bongo.
I'm gonna spend one of my special willpowers.
Yay!
Roll here.
Considering you got
With
one.
me being
I
here,
know,
can
I got one.
offer assistance if we cryptolect talk about it together?
No,
Just another
unfortunately,
dog.
your history will not assist.
It's more blood
Irene.
source.
Hold
Sorcery.
on.
Yeah.
It's
6 successes.
6. So to be
Yeah.
very clear, this is Sabat like blood sorcery that you've seen before, and
I see.
yeah. So in doing so, you actually understand what it does before you actually speak to Joseph. Sorry, my mistake.
No, that's
This
completely
No
fine.
is the blood sorcery that is actually a portal between places. They've set up a doorway with blood sorcery that allows them to do simple trips backwards and forwards with a blood sorcerer present. And that has been what has happened down there. You can smell that residue and you instantly go, I've teleported through this before. I know that
Yeah.
smell. I know what this is like.
I will actually, if Joseph suggests me go up, I'll actually say, no, we're going to take a walk down here and I'm going to show you what this is.
Lovely. He
yeah.
says, he gives you a hug and he's just like, oh, it's so good to see you. He
Yes.
immediately
You have to
shoots-
show me this place. I know you've lived here a long time. I want to see everything.
I just need to go and talk with Annabelle for a second. And I will pull Annabelle aside, just like, oh, like one quick thing. I was just talking to Irene. There may be something going on, and this is your event, and they'd love seeing successful women fall. I will try to handle this as best I can, but there seems to be things afoot, my dear. I will handle as best I can, but it would be unfair to not let you know.
Well, whatever it is, I hope that it will be dealt with swiftly and promptly, for hell hath no fury, Joseph.
Yes, certainly, certainly.
And if you would let
Um,
me know who's behind it as soon as possible, I would love to know.
Yes, of course. I won't let them ruin tonight if I can help it.
Thank you.
We'll give a bow, we'll turn around, guide Irene a bit just to be like, yes, all right, let's go.
Mm.
Text V, just can you handle it? Question mark. Actually, I'll say, Wanaka, you should go to the roof. V's up there.
All right.
We're
Good
headed
idea.
down. Wanaka's on his way.
I'll send
Speak to him.
Thumbs up as I look around the roof to make sure it's only this one person.
With 6 successes from your wits, it's just the one person. Yeah.
Awesome.
Great.
With Wanaka, yeah, he does not vanish. He simply moves, makes his way across, and begins his observations, making his way upstairs.
We'll
So-
head down.
Starting with V, what would you like to do while you're up here?
I'd like to. So they're wearing a bandana. Do they? Am I getting Anarch? I'm getting Anarch vibes from this. Is what I'm guessing.
They're spray
Um,
painting a
spray
nice
paint.
building.
A nice build. Yeah. So,
Depends how long you want to wait and watch them.
Do they fit the
Painting or whatever it
bills
is they
of
want.
any of Tim Roche's folks?
they're wearing a.
Yeah, it's difficult to tell.
Face
They're
cover.
wearing a lot of stuff that covers a lot of their body. You know,
Got
like
it.
fingerless gloves and big jacket, pants, combat
You
boots,
could always-
bandana.
Do I go in
Just-
creepy or do I go in nice?
The
I think just a whisper would be a decent start.
That was
like,
the creepy
what are
of
you
where I was
doing?
going.
Yeah,
Just
that's illegal.
just whisper in the ear. Can I help you?
okay.
Wow. And then immediately like jump
I'm still
away.
invisible. Yeah.
Yeah.
like-
So as soon as you sort of do that, the spray can sort of turns and like sprays like
Yeah.
across the area.
Oh,
You-
I need to dodge this so Annabelle doesn't.
You can either roll to
Get
dodge
yelled at
it,
me.
or you can activate your level 2 celerity to just instantly get out of it.
I'm pretty hungry at the moment, so I'm just gonna roll.
Okay,
and
dexterity,
hope for the best.
athletics, please. Again, with celerity, your mind moves fast as you can see it coming.
I'm gonna use a willpower because I don't want Annabelle to be
Hey,
mad at me.
burning it down.
Oh, that's good. 5.
Very nice. You step back and actually duck as it sprays across the area and then sort of shimmy across the ground so that none of the little particles touch you on its way down. And it does they're holding their mouth, they do a big spray across the area. And you hear a short phrase in a language you don't understand.
French.
It does sound like French.
Oh,
It does sound like French. You understand what it says. It could be French. It could be something else, though.
It's Mr.
Vaguely
Man.
European.
Gerard.
Ah,
Sure, yeah.
European.
So I might vanish. I'm swapping from my hotspot to regular life.
Yep, no worries. And yeah, what would you like to do?
Hmm.
What would you like to
Say-
think?
Just, I'm gonna say that okay. Can we talk? Still invisible and still now in his other ear, just to be annoying.
Nice.
Just hear this. He just says from underneath there's clearly a man's voice coming through. It's a little lower, but it sort of has this raspiness to it. Maybe you're Nosferatu, you're not quite sure. The red eyes sort of are a bit strange, and they just say, they just say, yeah, they'll just say, "We can talk when you reveal yourself."
You first.
Yeah. Want to do it at the same time?
No. Show yourself first, or I will just
Well-
finish what I am doing.
Fine. You know, want to be on good terms? Vanish.
Mhm.
Hi.
As soon as you unvanish, you appear before them. The man sort of looks you up and down. The eyes sort of like glow a little bit brighter for a moment. And cut back downstairs.
No,
Internet shit at his pants. What do you say?
We're cutting we're cutting back downstairs.
Oh, we don't even get to. Okay.
Yes.
We stroll and we walk.
I lead Joseph pretty quickly down to
Yeah.
where I saw
Sense the
this.
unseen.
This
Hmm.
is sorry, go on.
No, you're right. As you're Irene, you what do you say? You stand in front of this sort of area.
Yeah, and I point out sort of where I've seen this used before, and I've probably seen it cast before as
Mm.
well. So I'd explain to Joseph how it's cast, and also like they use this a lot in the Sabbat. It is like a transportation ritual, so it connects to another location. I don't know if it has any particular range or anything, but they can step through this ward, this ritual, and appear somewhere else, and vice versa. So it's clear that they have either been here or plan to be here. Perhaps they know a little bit about what's going on here tonight. I'm not sure.
Can I reverse engineer this and try and activate it?
You could certainly try. Let's get a resolve blood sorcery, please.
So
Yeah, certainly.
Interesting choice. I wasn't expecting you to do that.
I just want to see if I can, and then just to be like, they're waiting, like, okay, when the time is right, and I'm just like, hello, hello.
Okay, I mean, while you're rolling it back upstairs, a brief phrase is mentioned to you, V. Something in French, some certain words that you're not quite sure. The word amour is thrown out,
Oh,
but you're
no.
not quite sure. I don't believe you.
Gerard, is that
It's
you?
right.
And as he sort of like brings the bandana off, you see Gerard's his full name. You actually know. He has to tell you his
don't
full
know.
name. Gerard. It might not even be his
I
real
only
name.
found
but-
out his
He's
name was
just-
Gerard from Anita.
A French guy
The French.
spray painting. He's just being a French person. Vive la revolution.
It is sort of very revolution vibes. And
Do you
he
love Broadway?
he pulls down his bandanas and all those sorts of things, and you can see this Gerard, and also the horrible scarring that is all across his face that once showed a sort of young, handsome French boy is very much like a victim of like scarring all across the face that is barely recognizable now. Even still, he's still quite handsome to observe, but it is undeniable the burning, the claw marks that are across his body that you can see.
What are you doing? No, I understand what you're doing here. I fully understand what you're doing here. It's just not a good idea.
He speaks in French in like these
Yeah.
long-winded sentences. Clearly, from Irene's lessons of English, he's only picked up brief phrases, and
Yeah.
he actually is struggling to understand you, and vice versa.
Okay.
There's a language barrier.
There is a language barrier
to-
here.
Okay.
Then, no.
You are going to get in trouble. Bad trouble.
Not this is bad. Bad.
Oh,
He-
goodness.
Points like down and does the same thing back to you.
Ooh. Downstairs in trouble.
In trouble is trouble.
He did the trouble gesture at you, and then pointed down.
Their trouble? Question.
He nods, points down, and sort of does that symbol to you. Whether that means trouble or not, you're not quite sure. He sort of does,
We've just decided that jazz hands means something.
Yeah. Oh my
his is more
Oh.
exaggerated. He does like
Mm,
that.
Of course.
Wait, not blow up.
Or blow up. Yeah.
How do I put Y in, in W?
Oh, it's still English. You
Still
can't just
English,
spell it out and become French.
V's gonna see if writing it down makes it
You
easy.
can do a shrug, like
Oh yeah,
yeah.
thank you.
He
Forgot about shrugging.
he begins this long-winded explanation in
Of
French and
course.
gestures towards the symbol, gestures downstairs.
Brings out smaller notepad than usual. Write it down.
It's gonna be in French.
I can find a translator.
That's very true,
True,
actually. He
true,
does
true.
write down long, complicated
Get him to
sentences
write
in
it down in
French.
Google Translate.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I don't have a smartphone.
You don't have a
Ah.
smartphone. Yeah.
I need
God.
just a
Damn
phone.
You guys. Oh my god. Get a smartphone.
He writes down all these different things in French, and then he hands it to you. I imagine you just shake your head. He flicks it over, and he draws symbols.
Drawing,
He does
yes.
like it's very, very beautiful artwork. Actually, he's very talented at drawing and painting, and draws a very beautiful anarch symbol. Draws a few sort of people together, and then sort of gestures to like circles them together, and then draws like a small dynamite stick pointing to this sort of small building, and then gestures to that to you.
Okay.
do this. Where? Where? Show me
Yeah.
where.
How many? How many numbers? 1, 2, 3.
Do you point at like the people or like the?
Yeah.
The dynamite.
Point at the people, the anarch symbol. I'm going to point at the anarch symbol. How
Oh, right.
many? 1. Starts counting on her
How
fingers.
many are here?
He simply
2. Okay. Where? Where? I'm going to point at the building and point at the people and do a. Where?
he frowns at you and asks you something in French, which obviously you don't understand.
I'm trying. I'm going to draw. What's a symbol of protection? if I do the Wicca symbol, like people usually think that's a symbol of the devil, so I'm not going to do that
Yeah,
one.
remember
Because
that.
that is a symbol of protection, but it's not.
Maybe like a shield.
Medicine? Oh yeah, shield.
Shield.
Or you could
yeah.
Shield with,
literally
like, a red
stick
cross on it.
figure you, me,
I'm gonna
gripping
do-
hands.
We don't have enough time to draw that many things.
It's not
Sim-
Pictionary.
The building
Yes.
explodes. You're just like,
So I draw a shield, point to me, point to the shield, point to him, point to the Anarch symbol. And then I just no trouble.
He nods and he says some things in French, and he actually like picks up another can and like hands it to you of like the white aerosol, white spray can, and like
yep,
gestures to the symbol.
yep.
I'm an Anna.
Now's the time. I saw what happened
I
to
mean, I know
Gary,
what the part of
dude.
the
It's
code to
really
read.
bad. They still think I'm Camarilla, man.
No, I'm not planning on joining the Anarch, but I'm planning on
Do actions
Perhaps
that don't affect the
using
You
it.
could
players.
you could pretend. You could go
that
along with it
is
for now.
something that I am considering.
Yeah.
I will take the. I'm like, okay, we'll get back to this. I know you don't know what I'm saying, but I'll put it away. I'm gonna realize I don't have my massive hoodie that I can shove millions of items in, and just put it to the side for now on the floor. Now, people, these point to the people that he's drawn, point to the Anarchs, point to all of it. You are going to get hurt.
You just
Draw-
stab yourself. You.
Draw an explosion and like body and like a loose stick figure arm just flying out of it in the least graphic way as possible.
And then, like, that's you.
This is bad. This is trouble. We do not want that. That's bad.
Gestures
don't want that to
downstairs
happen.
and nods.
Yes, that's where you're trying to blow down there. They're going to try and do that to you if they catch you, which they will, because they're already catching you. Ah, shit.
Nods and says something in French, and then like, yes,
The
oui,
language
oui,
barrier.
Oh God.
Annabelle, get up here. Right now.
Meanwhile, downstairs. How many six? Holy shit! Okay, 6 successes. Now,
I need to understand this. I don't want to activate it.
Yeah, I was gonna
know if I
say,
can
because
activate it.
you can with Irene's explanation of exactly how this works. How do I put this? Irene, there's a specific ritual that you need to go through that requires certain things from it. Now, I'm just double checking to make sure I've got the exact correctness with this.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah, the simulacrum gate. You're aware of this. The ingredients are a vampire sacrifice and a number of mortal ones that are equal to the number of travelers to use this thing. So, Joseph, you understand that if you were to sacrifice a vampire and then one mortal for every traveler, you could
You would be
pass
able to go
through this portal at a cost.
So I can't open it so much because that requires
a sacrifice. Yep.
Got it. Would I understand that this is connected to another set of ritual circles elsewhere like this?
Irene can say that there has to be one on each end.
Got it,
It doesn't like connect
There
in
are some
multiple
actual
ways.
blood
It's one
sorceries,
way.
though.
It
One
goes
way.
backwards and
Every
forwards, and that's
time
it.
you want to travel again, you have to do the thing.
Do
again.
You have to make a new one. Yeah.
I think in understanding this is like, well, I can see that this is effective. That is quite the cost. He's
Not
just
for
gonna-
them.
True. isn't there some belief around it? He's going to undo every single one of the symbols here that builds this up. Like, it's not just a little scratch to undo it. It is the most thorough undoing of a ritual you can possibly. Every single small etching he carves through, he cuts every connecting line, has like, he deliberately even introduces some of his own blood to make lines smear off of each other.
Now, the good thing about this is you can see clearly that this was built in confidence. No one has trapped it. They believe that no one could see this because to the untrained person like Irene, this is just a room and there's nothing here. But when you look close, you can see the big gate and where the blood has been smeared that is sunken into the wall. And it's very easy for you to actually take apart and make inaccessible.
Yep.
At least until new blood is applied and new sacrifices are applied to it as well.
I think I need to quadruple check my own ritual ingredients for one memento. Ward against K-Knights. I need ash warm from a still burning fire. Probably not gonna happen. Because I couldn't quite put a ward on this so that when they came over to be like, let me fix this. Cool. I'll just completely undo it and be like, well, this won't be functioning anytime soon.
I don't know if they were planning to use it now or if they've just used it many times before in the past.
To get in here. I agree. Good catch.
Indeed.
I'm going to do a pass around with my sense the unseen for anything else as we walk out, I guess.
Did you tell Annabelle about this?
I told her that things were happening and that I would solve it. I can tell her in detail, or you can if you'd like.
You're better at talking to her than I am. I think she gets bored of me too quickly to actually get the details.
Might be for the best, in all honesty, just to tell her, like, just so you know, the location for some of your Elysiums that's at a Sabat gate.
Yes, I think
she won't want to talk about it for too long, and I would likely bore her as well. So I think
very well. I'll tell her.
While you're both down here, I'll get intelligence and investigation check, please.
Okay.
Ew.
If you have a dot, I can take it.
Yeah, take my dot. That would be better.
Oh, very much so. That is
good or bad?
6 with a crit.
6 with a crit. Before, actually no. And Irene?
I didn't roll. I gave
Gave me
Joseph
a
an
dot.
extra dice.
Gotcha.
Or do you want me to roll too?
Nope, that's perfectly fine.
Okay.
With a 6 successes, you're making your way along when off to your left in this sort of cleaning closet that has a lot of props and strange things in it usually. Joseph, with your auspex and your sort of brief, vivid sort of pause that you get all of a sudden in front of this room, and you press your ear up against the door, you can hear this sort of clicking sound from behind the door.
Okay. I'm going to check to see if this door is trapped mechanically, like a open this door, string pull bomb goes off first.
I will get a wits larceny.
Yeah, can it be anything else?
No. Because you're trying to figure out a larceny sort of trap.
In that case, I would like to use, because I hardly use it, my readiness, which lets me add stuff to my wits.
Yes.
Because I have no dots in larceny.
Meanwhile, upstairs. V and Gerard are trying to communicate between each other to little avail.
So when? What time? Time, explosion. Bomb, explosion, time. This means time, right? Come on.
He pulls out his big sort of watch and just
Actual watch. Good. 2 minutes?
For 2 hours. It's a big performance.
Too small or too large?
it's just it talks with
Point at the
French
minute-handed
and-
hour.
Oh,
my
right.
gosh.
It's a difficult spot to be in, to be fair.
It is. I love it. It's really good, but like, oh wow.
Yeah, if you point to sort of like where on the watch, he points to 2 hours from now.
Okay. So quickly, one hand gesturing at just okay, great. Where is the other Anarch? While texting Joseph and Wanaka at the same time, trying to do but while
agree.
doing that behind my back.
Yeah.
There's really a good shot.
Tough check. I will get a dexterity technology.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Pretty good.
That's not a bad roll for me. Oh fuck.
Thank fuck for readiness, my guys. Oh, shit.
How many
That's a
successes?
7 with a messy critical.
7 with a messy
Both
critical.
from the hunger die. 2 hunger die with messy critical. Like
Lot
not the
of
time
it.
that you can get rid of.
Let's roll a d10 for me, please.
Lovely. Also a 3. So my 4 hunger is going to be really hungry.
You are starving, and every moment you spend here with Gerard trying to play charades,
Frustrating game is just
Charades
making me
with
hungrier.
charades,
Charades.
is a moment not spent towards slaking your hunger, and if anything, you're tapping your finger. This person who thinks that you're probably someone else and is wasting your time looks mighty delicious right about now. So you'll suffer a -2 dice penalty against anything that isn't towards slaking your hunger.
Just 2 hungry gals.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
there'll be a text off to hopefully
with
Joseph
7
and Wanaka.
successes, yeah, you might accidentally slip in the word blood or hungry in probably the wrong places.
Yeah, there's a
Um,
hungry bomb.
yeah, it would be like there
In
is
the
a bloody bomb.
Which,
Still makes sense.
it-
There's
yeah,
a Vitae bomb.
yeah,
Hey, yo.
yeah. There's a bloody bomb, and then you get a second text that's just hungry, and
Oh
Oh, and
god.
that from V is like, oh,
That's never a
Uh-oh.
good sign for
Oh,
kids.
yeah.
Banu Hakim time,
Yeah.
everybody.
it's that time of night again.
Yeah, what time is it, Gerard?
Banu Hakim time.
Oh no.
gesture to your fangs. You bang. I got 4 successes.
4
with my use of
successes.
readiness.
Yep, you test the door, you make sure to see that there's no strings or anything attached to it. And doesn't seem like there is any attachments to this door. So
There is something ticking in here. Be
That's-
very careful because if technology is involved, it could go up. Just take a step back. He'll open the door. Try to figure out where the ticking's coming from.
it is from this very, nonchalant sort of suitcase that is just placed in the middle. Looks like a prop, but in the way that it's been set up, looks like it's ready to be used. So it's both like subtle, but also like
Yeah.
conspicuous at the same time.
He's immediately going to call. Actually, no.
Should I cover it with a shroud?
Does that work with explosions?
Ooh, it stops oxygen, so it would
It would stop the fire, but it wouldn't stop the shrapnel, probably.
No, the shrapnel and the force
Yeah.
would still come from it, but it would stop all the fire from
Yeah,
it.
good point.
So it'd
Do
still
you think you can
destroy most
handle
of the
it?
building.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I think perhaps you very briskly tell Annabelle that a ritual has been diffused, but there is still a bomb to be diffused.
I
I
will.
will stay here. So move quickly.
Very well. I will go. I'll run until I get to the foyer. Where I'll start walking up to her directly.
Before you go, he's like, and please do not be scared to make a scene to get her attention.
No. This is more important than anything else she's doing right now.
It will also just mean that she's more invested.
Irene, how would you like to approach this?
What is Annabelle doing when I reach the foyer?
She is currently speaking to Nero, the other Toreador, who's very sort of pale looking with sort of shining eyes and white wispy hair. You know him as the violinist and multi-talented musician, baby chorus as well.
Yes. I will sort of plant myself if they're facing one another right next to Annabelle and just say, excuse me, sorry to interrupt. I don't mean to be rude.
Irene, yes, of course, welcome. What can I do for you?
There is something downstairs which requires your immediate attention.
Right, Tell me Olivia's all right.
She is completely fine.
The instruments haven't been tampered with?
No, they are all
Oh,
perfectly
that's quite a
that
relief.
we know of.
There is
Diffused ritual and
There is-
something else.
Yes, there was a ritual downstairs which Joseph has successfully diffused, which could have been potentially catastrophic to the goings on of this night. Should I say it loudly?
But
You should
don't
say there's
scream
something
bomb.
else that also needs to be diffused.
Yes. There is something else down there which also requires immediate diffusal, if you understand my meaning.
She raises an eyebrow. Right. Well, let's keep everyone in the foyer for now until I've inspected exactly what this thing is. She gives out a big sigh and makes her way over, closes the front door so no one can actually get into the theater just yet.
I'll text V back while she's on her way and just be like, yup, found it.
Meanwhile, upstairs,
Look
yeah.
after yourself.
How many things of dynamite did he draw? And did he
He
draw
drew
them
just the one.
locations? Okay. Okay. My next thing will be where that.
He gestures
Food?
for
I mean,
downstairs
Gerard.
and then asks you something in French, sort of frowning
That's
slightly.
just downstairs. Okay. Stay put. Stay. I'll toss him. No, he's already got a spray can. Yeah, spray all you want.
You got to do the power move of spray painting and white paint a tower.
No.
Do it.
You're just like, you spend the next 45 minutes trying to replicate the Banu Hakim clan symbol.
It takes so long. Now he knows where the other pawns are. Just okay. What?
Just
Can't really leave him.
yeah, he just says something in French and gestures back towards the symbol.
Because Wanaka's on his way.
Mhm.
Just stall until he gets there.
I'm gonna open a third flap of the notebook and
Mhm.
try and recreate a map of
A
what
rough
I've
floor
seen. Yeah, a very rough map of what I've seen of the building so far, so I can have him point to where the bomb actually is.
Okay, let's get an intelligence. I'll either accept intelligence academics with like blueprint buildings, or you can do an intelligence craft for a more artsy check.
Academics it is.
Your choice of
Boy.
my actual blueprints of the building, like properly drawn, or here's my artistic interpretation of what the building looks like.
No, these facts. It will be like there will
Okay.
be no room for interpretation.
In
It's
the
going to be as
yeah.
good as she can remember.
In the meantime, Irene, Annabelle sort of begrudgingly following you through these sections, taking her time to walk down the stairs in her heels, lifting up her dress to do so, sort of mumbling.
Just wait
Under
at the
her
bottom of the
breath.
stairs for her.
It's dust on the ground. She's trying not to look at it and making her way through.
Hmm.
Hello. Hello, Annabelle.
How many successes, V?
2 with a possible bestial failure.
Ooh.
Hungary.
Hungry.
I solved the
Let's,
problem.
yeah, this will be a bestial failure in this time. So let's
Ooh.
roll. You're already under a compulsion, so we can't put you on 2
Hunger.
compulsions.
Compulsion.
You know
I mean,
what?
Or hunger frenzy
Instead-
drawing a blueprint. Could you imagine?
She's gripping the pen like a toddler.
I actually can. In this scenario, the beast is going to make this happen for you. So during your irritation and your trying to draw this thing over and over and over, and Gerard's just not getting it, you pick up the can, you walk over, and you start drawing it across what he's been drawing, making sure to do it properly and do it all the way through, and do a big question mark next to it. As your fangs sort of come out in this moment.
Where is the bomb?
Gerard just shakes his head and just says some things in French and starts drawing over the symbols that you've done.
Yeah,
and
I'm
following
passing
it
the
work.
can.
He is going to
Oh.
make a check. Actually, oh shoot.
Oh boy.
What is his? Oh no.
We love that.
So okay. So actually, sorry. What happens? He makes a fury frenzy check, but he has good blood potency, so he does it a big negative. So he gets no successes. So as you are drawing the big thing in front of this big question mark, he just dashes forward, his fist flinging
Ooh.
at you. Doesn't aim quite for you. You sort of just
Hmm.
sidestep slightly, and he actually crashes through the stone and breaks off part of that section of the building, turns towards you, eyes red, ready to attack you. Is there anything you would like to do?
Oh, yeah. Oh, drop my dice. Not like to do that. I'm going to roll prowess and try and grapple him.
Okay.
Nice. Oh my god.
Make a contest between the two of you.
Strength. And brawl's the other one, right?
Mm.
This is usually how family game night charades end. Anyway, so.
It's true.
You're not wrong.
Well, he's the Bruja, so this may be a dumb idea. Okay, here we go. Oh no. It's fine.
Oh no, no, no.
How many successes?
7 messy critical.
Oh, you lose against him. As he sort of you begin to grapple, as you sort of lunge forward to grab him,
Yeah, I'm just
he
trying to-
just
But yeah.
puts one of his hands up, lifts you up, and just throws you off the roof.
Oh,
What?
And you're going to fall off the side of the roof and take 3 superficial damage, crashing into into the
Oh.
When you
ground.
have Cat's Grace, does that do something?
If you have Cat's
Cats
Grace,
always
Yeah.
land on their feet.
yes, you will take 1 less damage because you land on your feet. So
Oh.
you'll take 2 superficial damage.
Yes.
You sort of crack the ground a little bit as you do so. It's quite a fall.
Wow.
Yeah.
Shit.
Hungry gal.
Is there a fire escape or something to try and climb back up, or
Not in
should I
this
just
building.
try
There's a
and go-
fire exit to get back sort of into the section, but you might set up an alarm if you do that.
Yeah.
Let's
It's
set up an
jump
alarm.
o'clock.
I would
If-
like to,
unless
set
you
up an
want to
alarm,
set up an alarm.
actually.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, I will actually try and set up an alarm. I do have soaring leap, but no, I'm going to try and set up an alarm.
Yeah. Just
'cause I
jump
want
back up
people
and be
the
like,
fuck out of this
no,
building.
you go, not me.
Yes, draw him falling off the fucking building.
So as you open the door back with Irene, Joseph, and Annabelle, all 3 of you sort of reconvene. She
Thanks,
tucks
Annabelle.
and sort of ties her dress up so she can
Yeah.
do it properly. And then all of a sudden, this blaring alarm starts going off just above your heads. She gives you both a smile. You can see that her fangs are out.
I'm not sure what this alarm is, Annabelle, but I found that suitcase is ticking, and I think it might be an explosive. A big one.
Right. Well, Primogen, Joseph, and Hound Irene, what do you propose we do about this?
Remove it. I don't have the celerity nor the technological use to get rid of it without destroying this entire
I
building.
need to stay far, far away from that thing.
Yes.
Yes, and possibly moving it could be a poor choice.
Yes. Do you know anybody who's good with bomb defusal?
Well, the best I can think of would be Wanaka with their history.
Mm.
But
Certainly.
who has done this?
The man on the roof.
The ritual, the blood sorcery ritual, was a Sabbat ritual.
Mm-hmm. Diffused,
Right.
don't you worry.
As soon as she says right, she just vanishes in front of your eyes and disappears. There's this
With celerity?
Yeah, there's a big gust
Okay.
of wind as she just disappears.
Cool.
Can just a insight check on like, oh, not an insight check, but like, as in she's just fleeing herself.
Is she running away from her
Is
problem?
You-
this cowardice, or is she going to try and solve the
Do
problem?
you have Sense the Beast?
I don't.
Okay, we'll get a Wits Insight.
Can I?
Can you?
I have good insight.
what?
I can give you a dice, is what I was
Yeah.
going to say.
I have
Yeah.
good insight. I have
Yeah.
very good insight.
It gives you different information, but can be useful.
I don't want to try and punch Annabelle.
Grab her before she can go.
No.
That's 4 successes.
4 successes. Her fangs are out. She's
Yeah.
clearly not happy.
Yeah.
She could do anything, but you're not sure
Yeah.
entirely her motivation. She's very much like she could go, she could leave, she could
Yeah.
tell everybody, she could tell Nero, she could be going to get Olivia, she could be going
Yeah.
to
Because
upstairs.
knowing her, she's not shown cowardice before.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. So I don't think he's like worried that she's run away. He's like, okay, well, she's likely handling this. This alarm would likely get people away. Do I have Wanaka's number?
Yes, you would.
You
as a
would.
Primogen. Yeah, absolutely.
It's just going to have a shitload of random.
I'll call him instead of text.
Mm-hmm. V, you are making your way back upstairs as you
Can I fleetness up the stairs?
You absolutely can. As you open the door up, the alarm starts blaring. There's a bit of confusion. People are starting to file out of the building, you can see. There's an announcement that says, we're investigating what's happening around this area. Just make sure you're outside the building, etc. And you quickly dash your way upstairs. But before you can get up there, something just whoosh, straight past you and actually bumps you like in the
shit.
back as you're making your way up the stairs. And by the time you get up there and sort of open the door, you see Annabelle in her beautiful, glorious dress in the snow with her half crown, holding Gerard up by the throat. Her nails are digging into his neck.
Annabelle, don't kill that man.
She just simply turns
much
back
trouble.
towards you and
You
says,
guys are so lucky we're no longer in a coterie, and this doesn't affect you.
You don't say.
"If you would look away for just a moment, darling."
Torpor, not death. Torpor, not death. Sector, sector. Just
Yeah.
trigger words.
Annabelle, we're in an iffy situation when I activate Blink. While saying this, because I'm going to move
No.
close. I'm dead. Oh no, wait.
She's out-celerity
know.
you just
She's
now.
very.
Well, that was fleetness, but yes, she's very
True.
fast. Don't want to cause a sect where he can't understand what I'm saying, so I don't
Yeah.
have to worry about him thinking,
Yes.
oh, I'm not an anarch, because I'm not.
Yeah.
Don't want another sect war. We don't. It's already too chaotic as it is. He didn't.
Just don't kill him.
Just don't kill him. Yeah.
I'll need charisma persuasion.
Good luck.
Okay. Charisma. Persuasion.
How many
We're
death in
roused.
politics you got?
I've got nothing in politics.
Damn.
We roused successfully.
Nice.
She's not a
Luckily,
victim, so I can't
she's not a
get
victim.
special.
No, she's the opposite of a victim in this.
She's gonna make a victim. Oh.
No, her event
I could
got
be her
interrupted.
victim.
That's true,
She's a
actually.
I'm an Annabelle advocate.
Willpower.
Ooh.
Got a willpower again. Okay, I got the critical that I wanted. I was just rolling the same dice to make sure I got a critical. Okay, so that's
Nice.
Don't forget you lose dice.
Yeah.
You
Yep,
lose 2
okay.
dice because you're not going towards hunger in this particular scenario.
Let me feed on
Reroll
him
or
to get
just
those
take
2
away-
dice.
I can give you a
So-
messy crit.
You have to see her, don't
That's
you?
right.
Yeah.
Yes, you do need to be able to see her.
I do. True.
Yeah.
Should I just
Oh.
reroll because I forgot to
We'll just do a reroll. Yeah. But you
Okay.
can
Once
respend
again.
the willpower that you've used.
Lovely. I will just actually I will not be able to do that because it is all hunger die.
Oh.
It's still a messy critical.
Hey.
Love that.
That's
Love
good,
that.
I guess. The unavoidable messy critical that you needed.
That's 6 with the messy critical.
6 successes. She sort of gives this big sigh and like digs her nails a little bit deeper in. You manage to get a few steps closer.
And the judge, Banu Hakim stuff, the beast is being like, Annabelle, this ain't you. Or is it?
At this point, Wanaka sort of like appears behind you and goes, "Holy shit," and just stays back. You manage to get a few steps closer. She's still holding them. Her fangs are still out.
He can pay for this, but not like this. We can't risk it right now because the reason that this is under attack in the first place is because not because of you. It's not a slight against you, though it is. It's not meant to be. Oh yeah. This is because of the issues between the Camarilla and the Anarchs at the moment. We need peace so that Olivia can play. And so we do not have to worry about this tomfoolery.
Another charisma persuasion, please.
Good
You-
luck.
Since you're using Olivia, you can also use manipulation if you wish as well. If that's stronger. I believe charisma is
Oh
the
my
stronger
God.
stat, though.
I've been using manipulation. Like I didn't look at. I've been
You
doing
have
it
a higher
one dice
charisma.
less. I've been
Oh,
doing
you
it
have a
one
higher
dice
charisma.
less.
Yeah.
Me, you're a charismatic lady.
Well, You succeeded the last roll, so that's good.
Yes. Okay.
She hasn't cut his head off, so
That's good.
that's
I was
good.
like, "How? I'm using the wrong." Okay, I'm gonna rouse again.
Mm.
But and
This
then
is
minus the 2
potentially
dice.
catastrophic.
Yes.
This is a lot of pressure to put on my not talkative character.
You know what I really love? I love that Annabelle isn't a coward. I do stand that about her. She was like, the roof.
It's
The
fine.
puppy.
girl.
5 is a success. Yes, she sort of it growls lowly and almost sensually in a strange way. She has this strange bloodlust about her that you haven't actually seen before. Perhaps you've seen it in a social context, but in like a physical context, she hasn't like let her claws out for a little while, and you can tell she's really letting Gerard have it, and he is not moving at all. She's clear. He's in a fury of frenzy, trying to like beat her up, and he is not moving under her.
Yes.
fight.
Presents.
And yeah, she's positively glowing. You take a few steps further forward. Do you say anything further?
Just can we put him down?
One more. Charisma persuasion.
Can we
please.
put him down? She's like, sure, rips his head up.
Oh, I've got to stop saying that.
Yeah,
I've really got to
yeah.
stop.
Put him
saying
down,
that.
drops him off the roof.
Yeah. Put him into like just even
Okay.
torpor. is
Let's
better
figure out
than-
the
Let's choose our words more carefully.
Yeah, especially with Annabelle.
Rouse again, so that I can have the right amount of death.
It's like this is an attack against you. I'm like, just selling the fact of like you deserve an attack against how lovely your events are, but this isn't even about you this time. It's so much bigger. Like you deserve better than a broad attack on the Camarilla.
Okay. Messy critical once more.
Hey,
That
hunger
is
frenzy check, please.
7. Oh,
7
oh, goody.
is
Which
enough.
one
But,
are you going to go for?
but what happens? Well, sure. The rock or the hard place.
Who's breaking the
So
convictions the most?
yeah,
3.
indeed.
I add my humanity, which gives me
A
just
third
one
of
more
your
extra
humanity.
dice.
Yes. Yep. You're at hunger 4.
Yes, I am.
Difficulty 3 because you're seeing. Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Difficulty 2 because you're seeing blood.
Yay, I got 3.
You are fine. You
Ooh.
manage to succeed all of these rolls as you get through to Annabelle.
Nice.
Her fangs sort of retreat in the moment, but that doesn't stop her from furiously whipping at like Mach speeds, slamming him into the ground and just like lifting up her heel and driving her foot straight through his chest, putting him into torpor, and then just peeling out, leaving her heel in his chest. She takes off the other one too and puts it next to him. Mr. Wanaka, if you would do the pleasure of taking this one in. I have a party to attend to. Wanaka sort of freezes and looks at you, V, nods, gives you a secret thumbs up. Annabelle
We
sort
need
of
to teach Wanaka cryptolect. Anyway.
Annabelle wanders down past all of you. She gives you a slight smile, V, and touches your shoulder gently, and then makes her way past downstairs.
You look lovely.
I'm cool, Monica.
You're a queen.
Slay. No, don't slay.
Wanaka picks up at the same time, V, as you're right there.
Mhm.
Just, hoy hoy.
Hi. Annabelle said that you'd be the best person to defuse a bomb.
Oh, seriously?
You've got 2
Yes.
hours.
Oh, that's plenty of time, actually. That's not even that bad.
I love this man.
Downstairs, very large explosive. It's in a briefcase. Irene and I are here. I'm keeping her away from it.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
Oh, keep an eye out for keep an eye out for another Anarch. I'll go to. Don't
Okay.
let anyone kill them.
Hangs up the phone, makes his way. He starts patting Gerard down, looking for some things. Actually manages to like pull out this strange electronic device and like, I'll get him later. And
Oh, do you speak French? Like, I know you've got to just do a bud, but I've got 1 page. I can't speak French. I've got the first page of the notebook.
just American, I'm afraid.
Your French speaker just left.
I'm not going to ask him.
Any
Okay.
corridor. Any.
He makes his way downstairs.
I'll stay with this one.
And I guess he'll make a check to disarm this bomb. He's pretty fucking good at it, actually.
Hmm.
And he's
I'm
satiated,
gonna
actually.
just ever so subtly place Irene between the bomb and myself.
Excuse me?
You have more health
wow.
than me.
Bruh. My goodness.
Yeah.
Can we assist?
He doesn't need it. He
Oh,
gets
okay,
down.
that's a
He
good
like
argument,
listens to it. Once the alarms are up, he listens to it carefully, flicks it open, and goes, "Oh!" and it just pulls a single wire, and it's disarmed.
Lovely.
I've done
Thank
worse.
you.
This isn't even that bad.
Does this now need to be taken off the premises, regardless?
Oh, absolutely.
Excellent. But it can be moved.
Oh, yes, of course. He picks it up. He sort of turns it upside down. He shakes it a little bit. Yeah, it's perfectly fine.
All right, let's look around for more.
Oh, well, so I'll get anyone looking for bombs. Intelligence investigation.
Yeah, I'll nab that dot from you again.
Yeah, I'm not going to be actively looking and going close to anywhere particular, just in
Smart.
case.
Yeah,
Smart.
Yeah.
I imagine you'll be outside with everybody else.
Yeah, I'm going to go back and see.
Hey, if actually, oh wait, I can't text you. I was gonna
Oh,
be like,
man.
can someone get me a drink?
I know that V is on the roof. Maybe I'll just go up to the roof.
Yeah, I'll say V is hungry on the roof.
Hungry
you
AF.
Bring her a snack.
Oh,
She
right.
just keeps staring at Giraffe. And going,
Yeah,
"No."
you make your way upstairs to this site of V standing there and this unconscious, caved-in rib cage of a.
Yeah, I would have tried to readjust them upwards,
Oh my god.
slightly less,
Yeah.
carved into the ground.
Difficult as you sort of have to like peel them off and like prop them up. But
Yeah.
that heel is
Remove
stuck.
the high heel from his.
Oh, it's not going anywhere.
Ooh, it's like in between. rib
Yeah,
bones.
it is. It is
Ooh.
messy. Annabelle put some force into that.
I love.
Are you okay?
No, physically, yeah, but could you? They had glasses down. Do they still have glasses downstairs? Full. I need food.
Yeah, I'll go and get you something. I'll get a couple, maybe.
Thank you.
Best thing about these kinds of events, there's heaps. You manage to balance a tray. You
I'll
take
like,
as much as you
yeah,
want.
I'll balance a tray of like 5 or 6 of them
Yeah.
or something. Bring it
Um,
back up to the roof of E.
Yeah.
Blood of Christ.
Yeah, exactly.
She like just smashes
10
it to her
Hail
face, not worrying if the glass breaks. as she does it.
Jesus.
Joseph, how many successes?
So I'm gonna be taking a little bit from V.
Yeah.
I got 7 with a messy critical.
I see critical.
Um,
Let's roll
So
it.
if I have a little bit of say in it, I think because he wants this night was meant to be a night of performance that he was fully looking forward to. And I think his like perfectionism of like, this is not how fucking tonight was meant to go. He's like, we need to find these fucking bombs, defuse them. If we did it before, we're doing it again. He's just like, he's annoyed.
In that case, it sounds like a harm compulsion or a dominant.
Or just his clan one, like perfectionism.
Yeah, if you'd like to do a
Yeah.
clan compulsion,
Yeah.
we can work with that. Absolutely, let's do
I
that.
haven't had one in a little while, so yeah, he's
Yeah.
just like,
Treat yourself.
Yeah. Wanaka is a bomb sniffing hound. Like I don't know
Yes.
how I rolled so well with him, but he like is like, oh, this is probably where they should put them if they wanted to do the most amount of damage. Oh, look, here's one, and
Yeah.
you know,
Wow.
finds
Yeah.
2 more, disarms them with expert ease with your help.
Mhm.
Especially because your structural understanding of the building,
Yeah.
your understanding of the anarchs as well, of their ways of doing things and watching their symbolism, making that way through. He finds
just
one
this
that's
compulsion.
he finds
Do
one
it,
that's
and if he waits too long to do one, he's just like, you better hurry up.
After some time, Irene, you bring yourself back up with this tray. As Joseph, you're coming back with Wanaka. All these bombs are disarmed. You're putting them off to the
How
side.
many were there total?
3 in total.
Cool. I think Wanaka's carrying 2, and Joseph's got one of the briefcases too. Just
Place them sort of in the lobby and be like, we can let the mortals deal with this. We've removed a lot of the other stuff.
Annabelle's going to deal with this. He's going to try and find her if he can.
Mm.
To be like, this is your event and you're going to fucking deal with it.
She's outside with everybody. She's actually got like a flip phone, but she's holding it like no one's ever held a flip phone before. She's like holding it like this, sort of strangely.
Oh, God.
She's yelling into it really loudly because she's not sure if someone can hear her on the other side.
I'll try, because it's like clean glass everywhere, will just be a wave and a wave if I can catch her attention.
Yes. As she turns sort of back to you, she hands off this phone to one of her ghouls and actually starts like licking the blood off of her fingers slowly as she makes her way over. And this like dribbled down her hand. Starts to like lick it up.
Yeah.
Joseph, how are you enjoying the party?
3 bombs, ritual diffused. All of them here, diffused bombs that need to be taken elsewhere so that they can go off unharmed. I haven't been able to find any more rituals nor bombs downstairs, and I believe the threat upstairs was handled. Your event has been saved.
It has. I've actually just heard that the Chicago Symphony Orchestra, the halls there, they've just opened up, and I've moved us there. A bus will be coming shortly.
An out of character question, because Kindred kind of deal in boons, it's not actually rude to ask for one, is it?
No. Well, it depends who you're talking to. Since you're a Primogen,
Because
you can
I
talk
just
to a Primogen however you
saved
like.
her whole fucking event.
And a bunch of lives as well.
Yeah,
And you're
just
not
to be
affiliated
like,
with me.
how are you going to pay me back? Is kind of the like, I am so excited to hear this music. But unfortunately, my dear, as beautiful as all of this is, I would like some recompense.
Oh, don't you worry, Joseph. I have already just the thing planned for certain individuals trying to ruin my parties, and I will deliver every last of their heads to you. Don't you worry.
He just sighs disappointedly and is like, you can't strike out against the Anarchs.
If they're trying to strike out against me, Joseph, you can guarantee that I will be talking to the prince about this, and we are going to have some heated words.
As you should. Be very careful with the Anarchs, but this is about personal. That I did this out of the goodness of my heart.
You
to
didn't.
you.
You didn't have to, Joseph. You
No, but I
decided
did.
to. You
Yes. Would you like to repay me?
did. No, I would not, and I am not in the mood about talking about this anymore.
I understand. These need to be taken away. That's all I wanted to tell you. I'm very glad that I get to see all of this music. Thank you very much.
Olivia will be wonderful.
Yes, she will. And he still wants it to. I think he just walks away.
Understandable.
This is not the night I wanted.
Irene and V, after some time, Wanaka comes back. He takes the body. He disappears.
Ooh.
To
I'm going to ask him where he's taking Gerard.
Well, I have to. He looks at Irene, sort of like, "Why am I being? I'm taking it to Damien."
Okay, we can't have any more dying Anarchs. It just fucks everything. You know as well as I do. Sorry,
Monica knows best of all.
Yeah, I have to stick to procedure, but the prince will probably want this under wraps too. So he's probably going to be staked, and he's probably going to be put somewhere for a while.
I really don't like this, but okay.
Would you rather him running around?
Look, it's good that he's not dead. It's good that he's not running around. This is probably the best thing.
No
I
bombs
don't know if
went
the
off.
Anarchs will see it that way.
Nobody died.
they'll see it bad, whatever happens, unfortunately.
I join.
I-
I think you would have gone upstairs to try and find. No.
Yeah, you come to this
Yeah?
site.
Okay,
of-
cool. Perfect.
Yeah, V, Irene, Wanaka, and the torpor,
Yeah.
Gerard.
Lord.
It could be worse.
It could be worse. And
we
it
could
will
have a
be
whole
worse.
bunch of dead Primogen and Camarilla on our hands.
Yes,
But-
Annabelle has taken this personally and she's going to try and kill as many anarchs as she can.
Good luck to her.
It's
Mhm.
all right, Wanaka says. The prince won't let that happen.
No, I know. I think if you are headed to the Succubus Club, let the prince know that she's on her way and she is going to bring the full force of everything she knows against him.
I think he's used to that by now. But
Yes.
I'll let him know.
I haven't seen her quite like this in some time.
Neither have I.
No.
Well, best of
yes,
luck.
sir.
Make it very clear that she did nothing to stop this. That it was us. That
Well, she did pin the guy.
I'll report what I saw.
That's a good idea.
thank you
I
very
think
much.
the truth is the only thing that's going to save our asses right now.
Yes.
He jumps off the roof, lands
Mhm.
cleanly on the ground, and makes his way off into the night.
Like down the last track.
Yeah.
Mm.
Do we have to suffer through a concert or are we free to go?
I came for a concert. I didn't come to end some attack. I've been wanting to hear Olivia play for a very long time.
Is she still playing?
They're
Yeah,
moving
that's-
to the Symphony Orchestra building.
Oh, nice. A new location. Hopefully, nothing would be there. It's a new
Hopefully
no
location.
Rituals. Oh,
It's
bombs.
last minute enough that I
Ritual.
don't think. Yes, there was a ritual downstairs that was a portal used by the Sabbat. You need enough sacrifices per traveler to come through. It is now
Well,
thoroughly decommissioned.
wait. Why is there a Sabbat gateway thingy?
Who knows?
Lord knows.
They were either planning to infiltrate this particular event or they've been using this location for a long time.
Yes.
Don't like either of those options.
Or it was planted for something that may happen in, or was meant to happen in times, I'm
Indeed.
not sure.
We already know that they have a presence here. How large, we don't know. We know that one of them's a Tremere.
Hmm.
Yes. Perhaps whoever did that. Okay.
Hmm.
Oh, hey, Irene, do you speak French?
No, I don't.
Probably doesn't mean anything, or it was just a vague understanding
me
of what's
see.
already happened. That's what Gerard wrote.
It takes it
When I
and put
first
it
asked
into
him
my
what the hell he
fucking
was doing.
Google Translate on my smartphone.
It briefly comes down to I don't know what you're saying. You need to. Are you with me or not? Like, we got to do this now. We have to finish this and then let those things go off. Otherwise,
Yeah.
nobody else is going to do anything.
Ah,
Love it.
How much hunger do I get down to?
You can get down to one. There's so many to drink here. You can just down
Yeah.
them. Since no one else had much, there's so
Hmm.
much left.
I'm gonna do some healing as well while we're here.
Go right ahead.
Yeah.
Put me in a foul mood, but I do
I-
actually still want to see this performance.
Irene, wits awareness, please, while they're discussing things amongst themselves. Joseph, would you like to have a drink as well?
I have 2 blood potencies, so it doesn't. I'll
It doesn't do
get
anything.
enough
you.
to like reduce 1 because I get half from bagged.
Yeah, you
blood.
get half. Yeah, it is bagged. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
so
you
I'll-
can, take 2
Come
drinks and just drink them. 5 successes.
Yeah.
You sort of make your way a bit closer to the roof, doing your hound duties by inspecting what exactly happened, the blood stain, the crack in the roof, that you can quickly sort of take the cracked pieces off and just collect all the blood together. However you choose to deal with that is up to you. but cleaning up after that.
Yeah.
And as you're doing so, you look off the building and sort of you see someone you haven't seen in a long time actually like sort of looking up at you,
Oh.
and with a bit of confusion and anger, you see a sort of young
Hunter.
Don't
No.
me.
no, a younger looking woman with like olive skin and so there's dark purple hair and dark purple lipstick. It is Mel Davis, looking at you from down below. But as soon as the two of you sort of lock eyes, she just turns and leaves.
Your friend Mel Davis probably
Mhm.
behind whatever this is.
Oh, for fuck's.
Why would you say that?
She's just leaving now.
Where?
She sort of points to where she probably
Oh,
disappeared.
I forgot Mel Davis is your savior or some shit.
He's going to try and find her, see if he can.
By the time you get there, the snow has already sort of covered itself. She could have gone anywhere, fairly long gone.
I don't know if she saw you. I don't care if she saw me.
God, this is. She's gonna make things so much worse if she keeps doing.
Why? I am.
Planning bombs in Elysia.
Think she's gonna try a second takeover?
By killing all of us.
Yeah, including you. I thought you guys were friends.
She doesn't know that I.
I think with
Work
the
for her.
widespread news of your newfound position, she could probably assume that you would be here. Don't lie to yourself.
She has a goal. But this is just not the way to achieve it. We haven't been in contact. She's probably been swept up in all of the rhetoric going on.
And she's
Swept up, it
grasping at
sounds like
straws.
she is
I
the
just-
one leading a lot of the rhetoric. She has done this in the past. This is not something new she's finding out about.
No, but that's why I'm here to help her, guide her, but I haven't spoken to her in a little while.
Maybe you should.
Yeah.
I want to.
Now's
just
not the
need to-
time. Tonight's not the night.
Probably not.
You need to sit down together,
Yes.
have a conversation about all of this, because if she is the one that's orchestrating all of this,
Did I ever get her number, or we just deliberately said?
You, I'd say you would have her number, considering you're actually been so close with her for such a long time.
Yeah. I think he pulls it up, and he wants to call her, but I think he'll just text and say, "We need to meet up. I was never meant to oppose you, and we need to talk."
Hmm. You don't get a response straight away, but you will in the future.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Well, what would you two like to do?
we'd better go with the rest of them and see
Yeah.
this thing through.
Might as well.
It's the least we can do.
With a collection of buses, limousines, and such, you're all transported. Joseph, you're separated and put into a limousine, as you are
Yep.
Primogen. You guys get to ride the bus in the meantime and make your way to a more classical theatre, slightly larger, made for symphonies. Perhaps a bit too large for a single performance, but you make your way in everybody's buzzing with excitement and drama from everything that's been happening this night. And the Toreador are just having the best night of their lives. With all the excitement and saying that, Olivia's so good that they want to bomb the place to stop her from playing and such. And
Of course.
making up all these things. Even Annabelle's twisted that into that.
Yeah.
But she's now bare feet making her way through. And as she passes, silence just dies. Like, it comes up around her. No one dares speak or provoke her in this current moment. But she's all smiles and sunshine on the outside.
Yeah.
And after some time, she says, "Everybody come inside, take your seats. We're going to be watching Olivia perform tonight."
Is Son here?
Son is not here. No.
Okay.
Whether he be invited or not.
Yeah.
He is not at such a frivolous occasion. And
Oh.
as everyone takes their seats, the lights die down, you see poor, frail, young Olivia put in front of all these ancient and power-hungry creatures of the night. She is dressed up in this very sort of almost peacock-like thing with all these big feathers that come out from behind her dress. There's all this beautiful blue and purple display. Her dress is a deep purple color, and sort of slowly turns more and more blue as she spins. The color of it changes. It turns from blue to purple as she shifts backwards and forwards, and the light changes from where you're seated. And she makes her way across. There's a variety of instruments on the stage, but she takes the cello as that is one of her preferences. And she plays. Now, I'll get everybody to make a check, which will be intelligence academics. Musical theory is the specialty on this one.
I'm gonna rouse.
You can also make a intelligence. Actually, no, performance won't help you on this one. It's musical theory in this one.
I got 4 successes.
Hey, 4 successes. Irene, you've heard a lot of music throughout the times, and especially classical from how old you are as well. This is not your shtick.
He listens to rap,
Yeah.
especially Mexican rap. This
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 is
ain't it.
real. Yeah, this is not it at all, and you tune out
She
straight
gives
away.
her like a massive thumbs up as she walks onto the stage. So
Mhm.
yeah.
I got 6.
6 successes. Irene and Joseph, between the two of you, Olivia is not that good.
That's so disappointing.
And it's really tough to watch as she sort of occasionally fumbles over notes and chords and sort of pauses and says some things to herself and continues playing regardless of what she's doing. And it is a long and difficult thing to watch. V, you're clocked out. Your
You're like,
support-
this is lovely.
Yeah. Having a great
Everybody
time.
with any understanding
thinking,
of this is
just-
like,
Think about everything going on or whatnot. Perhaps there's, someone else to talk to, etc. Excuse me. And yeah, it's tough. It's difficult. Irene, perhaps you're a bit more harsh. I'm not sure. Would Irene be a bit more harsh towards this with 4 successes?
completely unemotive, just like, is this done yet?
I think she wouldn't be. I think she'd be like sort of unaware of the like awkwardness of it. It'd be very analytical and sort of like just noting down where she maybe like presses a sharp where she shouldn't or whatever, something like that. And when it sort of goes on, she'd take to looking around the room and judging the reaction of the audience and such, rather than focusing any more on the music once she sort of got the idea.
And Joseph,
To see who's noticing the
Hmm.
issues and who's not and such.
How are
Yeah.
the rest of the Tremere responding?
um,
Because I'd be sitting with them.
yeah. Sun Chi has got the most like you're doing your best smile, and I'm here to do support you
Yeah.
as best I can. The other two are blank faced, but when they notice you looking at them, they both smile and sort of lean a bit forward, and sort of actually are sort of copying your body language quite a bit as well.
I don't know how I feel about that. Oh my god, be your own person. This is what the pyramid does to you. Oh god. I think he'll ask them, like, will specifically be like, Ava, how are you finding it?
Ava says, Olivia is quite talented and has a long way to go in her performance. I think in her performance abilities, she will improve greatly over time. I can see her potential. Alec just nods and says nothing.
Yeah, because I didn't ask him. Do you have music courses at the schools you're in charge of?
Well, yes, but a lot of them are for the younger children. So we teach them to set themselves up for musical lessons in the future. Nothing like this.
Fantastic.
We let them play on smaller flutes or begin learning guitar, ukulele, these other things that are less like this.
It's like beginner, like picking up, learning the beginnings of
Less expensive instruments. You must understand we've lost so much
yes.
money these past few years
Some of
for
those
education.
northern schools have really had a lot of money in years past. It's trickling out, I've seen.
Irene, I will mention for you, since you're observing the crowd, that you see Annabelle is beaming. She is just sitting forward and giving the best smile that she can and is just enjoying every bit of this. While Kathy Glens is actively like cringing with every
Oh.
small thing
Yeah,
that
I imagine so.
she sees, and she is so uncomfortable and unhappy to be here. She's almost writhing in her seat for
Yeah.
this.
It's sort of destroying her soul a little bit.
It is, and
Yeah.
Nero is sort of off somewhere else.
Yeah.
His
The
eyes.
first wrong note came in and he just ascended somewhere.
Well, it's interesting. He's actually sort of closing his eyes and listening, like he's like being taken away, not by the music itself, by the emotions she's bringing to it. He's almost like connected in a different level to everybody else, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
I understand.
Like really listening, if that makes like serious Auspex
Listening to like
this.
with what emotive quality she is,
How
sort of-
hard her fingers
yeah.
press
Yeah.
and how her heart might beat or her blood might flow that
Mm.
makes her do this, that makes her feel that particular way, and the tiny prick of resonance that comes from it. And that's what he's listening for.
Yeah.
That's what you see between those two. And those two are sitting next to each other as well. So they're very dynamic in their reactions.
Yeah, I don't know. She'd find some sort of arbitrary amusement in seeing sort of that sort of thing. But yeah, it's like she's obliged to be here anyway. She's aware that this is probably the end for Olivia's like time in the sun or whatever, but it doesn't really bother her too much.
Yeah, you are aware, especially UV being younger as well. You really understand sort of this strange competitiveness between younger kindred that sort of to be part of this whole thing. You understand it, you never really subscribe to it though. And how that can be very detrimental to a lot of these things. And
evidently
you feel that in the air right now as Olivia is letting it slip through the weight, the pressure of the Camarilla is actually dragging on her right now. And you're seeing it live in action, what it does to people and how it makes them squirm under this pressure. After an excruciating an hour and a half.
Oh.
Yeah. Of her playing a variety of instruments, getting sort of, we'll move
Pretzel.
on. She just has like the worst time, and she probably does like you probably if you have sort of Auspex, you'll be able to see that she actually just bursts into tears by the end of it as sort of the lights turn off. You can see in the dark, and everybody claps as they do so. They all go out into the foyer and start talking to themselves, drinking. Everyone saying what a marvelous player she is, how wonderful that was. How Annabelle, you're so talented and wonderful to have such a talented and wonderful child as well. Is there anyone you'd like to speak to while you're out here, or you just like to leave?
I think I'd try to prompt Alec as well, just to ask him. What he
Yeah,
thinks.
Alec.
He's deliberately trying to get them slightly away from each other. He's like trying to be like, Eva, ooh, what's that over there? Go talk to Sanchi. Alec, how do you feel?
Yeah, Alec, the ministry member, is just standing there in the back. He's got his glasses over his eyes, and he's just holding
No,
this.
Alec. Like
They've got the same
Yeah.
name.
Sorry, Alec and Alec. The
Alec.
Tremere.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be.
Tremere Alec.
Yeah, there's a Tremere and there's a ministry.
A ministry.
Alec.
Tremere. I'm going Tremere for now
Gotcha.
because I
Staying
can
within
see
the
them
clan.
being robbed of individualism, and it's
Mm.
like a real issue for Joseph right now.
Everyone's being robbed of everything.
Yes.
We yes. V, is there anyone you would like to speak to at the same time?
Who's here other than we've got the Toreadors?
Anyone who
Yeah.
wouldn't be at a fancy, the
Isn't here.
ministry members are here. The Bruja, Critias would be here. None of the Gangrel are here. Sierra
Fair
is
enough.
here. Who else? Bronwyn's not here.
Mm.
Naomi's not here. Evan Klein, like most of Baby Chorus, is here.
Is the prince?
The prince is not here.
Got it.
Thea is here as well.
I haven't touched base with her in a sec.
Cedric is here. Who else? None of the Thin Bloods are here.
Probably a few
A
Venture.
lot of the Toreador. A lot of the Venture, because we never talked to the Venture. Yeah. Yeah, Kathy Glenn's.
He
Brett
must be new to
Stryker,
town. To all the venture who
Portia's
lived there
here.
All the Venture are way older than
yeah.
Fred. Oh, welcome to Chicago.
Welcome to Chicago. I'm the
Yeah.
seneschal.
Horatio, Ballard, Alan Sovereign are here as well.
Hmm.
They're not
Oh,
too many, but
actually,
not
I'm
lots of
feeling
cities.
spicy. Let's go over to Allensov.
Hey.
And Irene, anyone you would like to speak to?
No, she is sitting in a corner of the room
Mm.
by herself, observing the way that people collectivize over a lie like this,
Mm.
and sort of kid themselves basically, and she's making like philosophical connections between this and like the sort of grander scheme of things that they
Yeah.
acknowledge.
You will be
And
approached
Yeah.
by Ministry Alec,
Mhm.
and he will speak to you. But we'll start
Very
with
well.
Joseph. As you're speaking to Tremere Alec.
Yes,
Anything you'd like to
Tremere
say to
Alec.
him?
Just how did you find that?
He looks at you, he smiles, and he says, "I found that delightful. Olivia has a clear talent. She will work very hard for it, I'm sure."
I really want to just broach the subject of like, why are you two treating me like this? You know what? Fuck it. Alec, you and I haven't quite spoken much. My position of Primogen is one that comes with respect, but I want you to treat me like a person first and foremost. Is there anything that you would, as a person, want to talk about? Because I know that Sanchi has her group, Ava has her high schools and such, but I I'm not quite sure what your interests are, and I want to get to know who you are. And I want you to listen to me and tell me nice things just because I'm Primogen.
He opens his mouth to talk and is sort of baffled at the moment as this sort of weird structure is sort of broken.
Yes.
And
yes.
he-
Yes.
Break it,
he
Jay.
is like opening. He's not quite sure what to say and just says, "Are you familiar with astronomy?"
Absolutely. I'm actually studying cryptozoology at the moment, and there is a whole branch of that is based around the star science and astrology and such. Are you interested in that?
As soon as you like transfer from like a loss of, he almost like he loses control of like everything, and that makes him uncomfortable. But then you transfer it as he does that. You
Yeah.
transfer in it.
I divert.
He diverts straight into a conversation topic that he's very familiar with, and he just starts gushing about astronomy. And the two of you start having a proper conversation
Yes.
between the two. And I'll have a charisma
Yes.
academics check
Oh, hell yes.
as the two of you talk to
I
see how
give you
well
a
it goes.
kiss. I give you a kiss.
And yeah, we'll see how well this goes, and that'll determine that.
Oh, it goes. 7 with a crit.
7 with a crit.
That's
The two of you
beautiful.
enter a new layer of discussion and scientific discovery and sort of science and philosophy mixed together with astronomy that is
Yeah.
really fascinating for both of you, and enter a layer of conversation that has nothing to do with anything that's happened tonight whatsoever, but
Yeah.
is fascinating for the two of you. And you actually, time just disappears as you're discussing this, and even Eva sort of is listening and actually joins in
I
the
would
conversation
try
as well.
and bring Eva and Sunchi
Oh, she
in. and
absolutely.
just
She has a
engage.
huge interest as she has a. She is seen as she has her own little like cult. I'm just gonna say it. She's
Yeah,
a cult.
I call it her group, but
Yeah.
I know that she is the head
She-
of a cult.
She is ahead of a cult, yeah, and has a great interest in astronomy and all those things.
Isn't
and
it,
actually,
like, sun-based? It's
it is
literally
because they believe she's like born of the sun. Basically, she's
Yeah,
like the head
he
of this
brings
cult.
that
Love
up. He's
it.
like, and
Yeah.
the sun plays into all of this astronomy, of course, and like brings her in, brings Ava in, and like,
Exactly. All 4 of you are actually beginning to unravel these things.
So
Actually,
good.
big blend in your
We're
blood
bonding
sorcery
in a
of
new
how,
way.
like, Alec he
Yeah.
actually starts to explain how certain blood sorceries that he uses when the moon is full actually are more potent and why. And starts
he's just
explaining
like,
these things.
yes,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
moon plays into these blood sources.
Yeah, yeah.
I have been looking into the path of Mercury, and Mercury has,
Mhm.
and he starts talking about all the constellations involved and how he draws it into his.
I love it. I
Rituals.
love it. I love it. I love it.
All
Yeah.
of you, have this very deep conversation away from like everybody else because nobody else is like smart enough or understands like this sort of
You know
thing.
what? It's not away. It's
Okay.
in the middle of the fucking room, and we
Ooh.
just
Oh.
because it just started with we were walking out, and I was like, Alec, what do you believe in? And it turned into an accidental anchoring of just the Trumia being like, and the Geminis, if they link together, and they go.
All right. While you're having this actually like very intellectually stimulating conversations, V.
Enjoy that, Irene.
V. Who are you speaking to? Alan Sovereign.
Sovereign.
Yeah.
Yep.
He is
Nice.
with Horatio Ballard. The two of them are just
Ooh.
playing nice towards each other, but they're not speaking to each other at all. They're just standing
Oh.
next to each other. And as soon as you approach, he takes the opportunity, smiles to you, says, V, and turns away from Mr. Ballard, sort of cups you
Is that a
into this
show?
other section away. How are you?
I'm doing good. Good to, yeah. It's good to see you. How are you doing?
I am well. We don't get you much often within the Succubus Club around my area, or much at all, really. But I hear good things from the Prince, so I trust his judgment.
Succubus Club isn't a good place to. Well, no, it is a good place. It isn't a good place. I'm trying to say to do business, but it is exactly a good place to do business. So I'm gonna try and
Do
rephrase.
your kind of business?
Yes, do my kind of business, let's say. It's not. It's very flashy.
Hmm. The prince puts a lot of faith in you and your abilities. And, well, tell me, V, would you put a price on your particular abilities? If someone were in
I
the
had a
market.
nickel. No. I'd have
Can't
2
stand
nickels.
the
But that's
Ventru.
still
Shut up.
Oh God.
Oh, let's say I have done so in the past.
Hmm. Very well. If I were to name a name and you were to name a price, I assume we could do business together.
That is usually how business works. How yes, there will be. I might say no. Just for what I feel is best for the Camarilla.
A very wise choice and wise words in front of me. I like you, and I like this. I like this. Well, like I said, I if you're strapped for cash or need anything in particular, I can certainly trade in a lot of things.
Interesting. And here I was thinking I was just rescuing from an awkward pause.
Well, that and other things. I find myself here in the prince's stead more often than not. The prince is always busy doing things, and I'm the one to appear and make all the speeches and such. So it is nice to have a
course.
reprieve from someone who's willing to do business rather than rush into frivolity.
So you wouldn't want me to ask how you found the musical then?
Oh
The
no, I would
performance.
prefer if we would stray far from such conversation.
Well, I know little about music, so that's probably wise.
My specialty lies in keeping my mouth shut.
And that is also my specialty.
Perhaps we have more in common than either of us would like to admit.
Perhaps.
Diablerie? Diablerie. Yeah.
Didn't even go there.
Please.
Oh,
You should ask him honestly to be like, how did you find the explosives at the other venue? I found them quite captivating.
Oh, I will say so. How are you finding the current political sphere we're finding ourselves in? And I'm not saying Camarilla politics, I'm talking about politics in general. Big picture.
Well, if you ask me, nothing's really changed for quite some time. It's just names and stances and political beliefs. Really. The world continues to spin, money continues to move in and out constantly. We are still alive. In my opinion, not much changes. I am merely here to make sure that the city doesn't fall apart at the seams.
Well, I wish you luck in that.
And to you, thankfully, your little group or X group have been doing a lot of that for me.
Yes, we were working quite well together. Do you have any idea why, other than we've become fully fledged individuals, do you think we were separated from being a coterie?
I haven't the slightest. You haven't gone through the proper trials to be considered elders, so perhaps a whim of the prince. Sometimes he does surprise me with those, but this is a strange one. But who am I to question the will of our prince?
V, you could use multi-level bookkeeping and use Tally's law sheet to try and figure out whether mentioning that the prince is dominated is a good idea. If
Yeah.
you're worried, or you can just bring it up.
Well, I do want to. Yeah, I would be kind of worried. If he's the one who's done it, then like.
Yeah, that's the. Yeah. So if you would like
and
to,
if he's working
multi-level
for Bexel-
bookkeeping is there for you.
Yeah.
If you want to be
I
like,
just-
we're bringing this up.
Definitely.
Yeah, sure. Let's try that. Is it bad to ask him about to tell him that the prince has been dominated?
Yes,
To
those
do
who
that.
those who don't know is Irene has Tally's law sheet, which allows a variety of abilities. Tally is a powerful Lasombra, and also Irene's sire. Now, because of this ability, it allows you to ask me out of character as the storyteller if it is a bad or good idea to do something. So this is to ask Alan Sovereign, the Seneschal, talk to him about that the prince is dominated.
Mm.
To be honest, considering Alan Sovereign's history has been always stay the Seneschal because it's the safest place to be, he probably couldn't care less as long as it
What
doesn't.
happens to the prince
As long as he stays Seneschal and safe, he doesn't care who's on that throne.
I don't know if I can piggyback. I don't want to, but like, would spinning it to be like he's been dominated, and if he disassembled his best coterie, who's to say that he won't be dominated to remove you as Seneschal?
You could certainly
Would
try.
that-
I would require a check. It would be manipulation and subterfuge,
Subterfuge.
as you are
Because
trying
there's
to
no
undermine
indication. Yeah.
his. There's no indication for that. You're sort of
kind of just extrapolating
yeah,
from the point
undermining his like position with subterfuge.
to get him to look at. You don't have to. That was just a thought that I was like, if
That's-
he only
yeah.
cares about being
Yeah.
Seneschal, going in for his Seneschal position.
That's what I'm.
would
That's
be-
what I'm saying too. Is that's what would result in you doing that. You'd have to make a check
Got it.
to see how
Yep.
successful you are.
We can always do it later, or someone else can do it. But
Yeah.
You can think about it for next week.
Not
as
a
well.
bad
the law
dice
sheet's
roll
good
for me,
for.
but yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
up to you. Up to you.
Would you like a week to think about it?
Yeah, perhaps.
Yep.
Seems
Okay,
like
we'll give it a
to
week.
think.
In the meantime, Irene, Alec, the ministry, with his glasses and his cane, sort of steps his way over. As I imagine, you're probably seated on like a staircase or something, just observing everybody. from a
Yeah, I
distance.
think she would sort of be like halfway up a staircase,
Mm.
overlooking everyone.
Yeah, he makes his way over and looks in your general direction before he sits back down. Sort of a bit below you on the staircase, not next to you.
Can I help you?
No, I just found your. Like a planet, like a small planet to a larger one, I just found myself pulled into your gravitation.
People are normally pushed the other way. Do you have any inclination as to why? You've,
Well.
broken me out of my thoughts. Sorry.
Often a wise choice to rocket and bounce off of the gravitational ring and send yourself rocketing into space elsewhere. A big planet tends to absorb the little ones around it, even if they do crash into it and put a small crater into its side.
Sometimes craters are made, but things happen, they grow, they change, they make it so old craters aren't seen anymore.
And sometimes they crash in and start life anew.
End an age, begin a new one. Indeed. It's how things work.
Always life beginning with death.
And death beginning with life. It is an inevitable cycle.
You didn't like that one bit, did you?
I couldn't care less about the frivolities of performance, but it was interesting to see the reactions of those whose opinions have been boistered by words and expectations and lies.
Did you find some sort of sick satisfaction in the uncomfort of Miss Glenn's?
Did you?
You first.
Of course I did.
As did I.
And look at her now, praising her to seventh heaven.
Yes, well. Who knows how many shoes Annabelle will put through chests before the night is over. I did quite enjoy that.
Did you?
Yes. I have a. He reaches into his breast pocket, flicks out a card, actually sort of hands it generally towards where you are. He is actually blind. So
Mm. I'll sort of scoot down a step, I guess, and take it.
it's to a sort of like artsy museum. It's like one of those ones that's like really small, that's like not very well heard of.
Mm.
I find my fascination in the macabre. Olivia's uncomfort was something I would have liked to capture and hang on a wall. That emotion is pure, and that is beautiful. So I did enjoy myself in some ways, yes.
Well, that's good because it's unlikely we'll see her perform again in such a fashion for some time. And
It's-
the next time she does, if she gets the chance to, she won't be quite the same as she was this time.
He pushes his cane down, stands up, stretches slightly. It is unlikely we will see the same Olivia Moss we saw this night ever again. Just like a shooting star. Now
Yes.
darkened in the universe, perhaps rocketing off to some other planet elsewhere to get pulled into their gravitation.
It's likely. Things never stay in the same place for too long. Been thinking about that a lot lately.
As have I. Whether that be beautiful or terrifying or both.
Normally it is both, or neither.
Thank you, Irene.
Thank you. I will. I'll be around.
Maybe stop by when Alexa's not around. She's not exactly fond of you.
Well, her loss, I suppose.
I agree. Don't tell her I said that.
My lips are sealed. Enjoy the crater while it lasts.
Believe me, I am going to be using the force of this gravitational ring to get as far away into space as possible. As he sort of slowly makes his way across, leaning into his cane as he makes his way to the exit stairs and leaves straight away. Unnatural
Respect.
sense.
Yeah.
And with his leaving, I think we will end our session tonight.
Yeah.
Nice.
I love that the Tremere discussion of astrology still led to planet themed stuff. Like that's how loud the conversation was.
Yeah.
Planets, am I right?
Yeah, it didn't.
Terry chips
Yeah,
going on
indeed.
everywhere.
Yeah, very nice.
Mhm.
Well done, everybody. That actually was the best possible ending of that scenario you could have gotten. So congratulations.
Yeah.
We dealt with everything and
We
pissed off
literally did-
Annabelle. Everything is good.
Let's reintroduce our coterie, starting our group, starting with B.
Hi, I'm Phoebe. I've been playing B, the exhausted Banner Hakim
Yeah.
of the not coterie.
Yeah. I've been playing Irene, the La Sombra, who's stealing everyone's partners.
And I'm Jack. I've been playing Joseph Martinez of House Kana, Tremere Primogen, Princess Warlock, Seneschal of Thinbloods, and Savior of the City.
Hey.
Wow.
Also
Bomb
breaking
disarmer.
this fucking pyramid down. Oh my
Uh,
god.
I'm Ethan, the resident storyteller of this wonderful group, always doing very well, as I love to see, and having some very interesting conversations as well. Catch us tomorrow, 5:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time to 8:30 for Hull Shut by Night's finale. Should be very exciting.
Ooh.
Yes, how exciting. Otherwise, streaming over the weekend, you can find me and such over there. But next week, same time, catch us for more Chicago by Night. We will
Yep.
see you all next time. See you later.
Bye.